Superintendent Dr. Brian Graham, Principal Mike Loria, and Athletic Director John Ron. Welcome to Gene Masters Field on a beautiful Saturday night, the site of tonight's varsity football game between the visiting 1-0 Jamestown Red Raiders and your 1-0 Grand Island varsity Viking. It's time to meet both teams tonight, beginning with the visitors. Jamestown has elected to be introduced as a team. From Jamestown High School, Jamestown, New York, here are the Jamestown Red Raiders. Head coach of the Red Raiders is Tom Langworthy. And now, time to meet the starting defense for your Grand Island varsity Viking. At defensive end, number 68, Lucas Tahara. Defensive tackle, number 62, Ethan Pilo. Defensive tackle, number 74, Don Gramza. Defensive end, number 5, Ben Steck. Outside linebacker, number 80, Luke Seifert. Middle linebacker, number 55, Joe Seifert. Outside linebacker, number 28, Parker Aranaka. Safety, number 82, Liam Snyder. Safety, number 8, Tyler Figliola. Cornerback, number 22, Justin Archer. And cornerback, number 7, Jackson Jones. And the rest of your Grand Island varsity Vikings. Your head coach is Dean Santorio. Assistant coaches are Steve Steck, Mike Stoffer, Mike Scarrazza, Drew Shorey, Brian Willits, Jeff Johnson, and Andrew Ginsberg. Your trainers are Jeff Green and Tony Laquitara. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we ask you to please rise and remove your hats as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. This time, the referees are reminding our players about the importance of sportsmanship and fair play. The New York State Public High School Athletic Association requires officials to enforce all sportsmanship rules for athletes and players. There will be no tolerance for negative statements or actions between opposing players, especially trash talking, taunting, or baiting of opponents. If such comments are heard or actions seen, a penalty will be assessed immediately. The officials have been instructed not to issue warnings, but today's contest reflects mutual respect. And ladies and gentlemen, in addition to the players and coaches, we hope that everyone here today will display good sportsmanship by refraining from the use of offensive language, that you respect the efforts of all the athletes, and be supportive in their comments and actions. All of us here at Grand Island High School, thank you for your cooperation. Also, ladies and gentlemen, and all spectators, at the conclusion of today's contest, cross-training athletics and intense milk will be awarding the character athletes of the contest. These athletes are setting a positive example in speech, conduct, love, faith, and integrity. So stick around after the game for the cross-training athletics character athlete award.
Welcome to Grand Island High School. I'm Stu Boyer along with Tom Prince and Russ Battaglia as the Grand Island Vikings will host the Jamestown Red Raiders, each team coming off a win as they come into this one. Jamestown a big win over Hamburg and Grand Island, a 21-14 win in the opener. Tom, this is a kind of an unusual year in many ways, and believe it or not, Jamestown this year is playing as a Class A school. And as you've mentioned before, they're a powerhouse.
Powerhouse, to say the least. If there was a year that we were going to have a state championship, no doubt Jamestown would be one of the teams we'd be talking about going on for a state championship. They are that good. And I'll tell you, this Grand Island team, never sleep on this team. This team always is good, always has a good team, always has good play on the field, and no doubt will make this a game.
And a lot of that stems from the head coach. Jamestown will receive head coach Dean Santorio in his 20th year at Grand Island, and Tom Langworthy in his 13th year at Jamestown. The Grand Island Vikings will kick off to start the game.
I'm going to tell you, watch out for Jamestown quarterback, right? Trey Drake, no doubt, sophomore quarterback is one to watch out for, but there'll be two running backs that you're going to see really take over the ball. Jalen Butera, Damari Jones are their two running backs that you're going to need to watch out for. And I'll tell you, last week alone, Butera 6 carries for 130 yards. 6 carries. Every time he touched the ball, he was taking it for a touchdown.
Kick it off here for the Vikings.
And we are underway. Rojas will catch it at about the 12-yard line. Is at the 20, the 25, cuts to the near side, is spun around and brought down at about the 36-yard line. It'll be first and 10 for the Red Raiders. The officials for today's game: Al Fuller, the referee, wearing the white hat; Mike Pisker, the umpire; linesman Ed Streety; and Mike Hamilton, and the back judge is Ferris Marone, spelled with one R, unlike Doug Marone. So just wanted to get that in there. And Ferris is very friendly. Not saying Doug's not, but he had his moments. We'll just leave it at that. First and 10, Jamestown at their own 36-yard line. Trey Drake, the quarterback, he is the son of Jamestown basketball coach Ben Drake. And yes, he does play basketball too.
And also the athletic director down in Jamestown,
that is true. Butera and Jones are the running backs. And right off the bat, we get an official's timeout.
No, that was a flag thrown.
The flag, okay, well, let's see where. We got an offside already on Grand Island. So that'll cost the Vikings 5 yards and make it first and 5 from the 41.
I hope that's not a sign of a long day right there, Stu. We haven't even hiked one yet.
Yeah, let's hope not, my friend. Let's hope not. Here's Drake. He throws to the far side. Oh, off the hands of the wide receiver. Damari Jones, incomplete. Unfortunately, that didn't bounce into the defensive back's hands because there was plenty of running room had it bounced into the hands of one of the DBs.
And the two wide receivers to watch out for Jamestown, no doubt, are Elijah Rojas, wide receiver, and Colin Melendez are the two receivers that Drake likes to throw to.
And there's a pass on the far side, caught and tackled after about a 3-yard gain on the far side. It'll bring up third down. Rojas with the catch. It'll bring up a 3rd and 5. 3rd and 2, excuse me. I got to stop watching the scoreboard till they change it. 3rd and 2 at the 44-yard line. Drake hands it off to Rojas, and he barrels through there. That was Butera, excuse me, and he's got the first down. First and 10, Jamestown, after the 4-yard gain by Butera. Some good hard running in there.
Yeah, Butera is absolutely a great athlete, and I'll tell you, when he gets the ball in his hands, watch out, because every time he touches the ball, he could break one for a touchdown.
We saw that last night with West Seneca West and Isaiah Simmons. So some outstanding talent on display around Western New York. And there's the handoff to Butera, and he's got maybe 2 yards there.
And on the tackle, number 55, Joe Seifert, as he's one of the captains. We saw him come out, 5'11", 205-pounder.
2nd and 8. Grand Island in the all-blue uniforms with the white numerals and white helmets with a blue stripe. Jamestown in the green pants, white shirts, white helmets, red numerals, and a red and green stripe through the middle of the helmet. Drake makes a nice play on the snap. Back to pass. He throws. Caught beautifully. Rojas still on his feet. Touchdown Rojas. The Red Raiders strike first, and it's 6-0. A 50-yard touchdown from Drake to Rojas, and just like that, Jamestown takes a 6-0 lead with 10:17 to go here in the first quarter. And Tom, you know the Jamestown's kicker's name to kick extra points? Ella Profiter. And she will attempt the extra point. Kick is up, and it's no good.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, it just went over, yep.
Wow, they called it good. Okay, so it's 7-0 Jamestown with 10:17 to go here in the first quarter. So Jamestown striking quickly. Drake to Rojas. And now Grand Island will need to answer.
It's exactly, if Jamestown's going to run the ball, they're going to throw the ball, right? They've got 2 threats here, and no doubt they are tough. We talked about that before the game. Now let's talk a little bit about Grand Island. You'll see there 3 guys that ran the ball last week. You had Tyler Weigel, 102 yards. You had Jack. Say that. Sorry,
Hold on. Jack Horvath?
No.
Hold on.
Sorry. Jack.
Okay. I know who you mean. Hold on a second. I got to find it. It's a DG.
Sorry, the
name.
silent. Yeah,
It was a silent G.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dulokinski.
That sounds right to me.
Dulokinski, it ran for 92 yards. Jack did, and I apologize. I wanted to make sure I tried to get that right. And Tyler Figiola, 51 yards. 3 guys that ran for over 50 yards last week. This team can run the ball. Then they're going to be led by quarterback Justin Horvath, the 11th grader. And again, dual threats. You'll see a lot of running here for Grand Island, but they also have the ability to do something by the air. Horvath can throw the ball.
Dugokinski is the name you were looking for. The kick is caught, and he's caught at the 35-yard line by Ben Steck. And that's where Grand Island will have the football to start this drive.
Dulokinski. I apologize there to Jack and Joe, because we're going to talk about Joe here too, who's also a running back. So I apologize about that. I couldn't get that name right off the tip of my tongue.
Dugokinski. Dugo. And when it's spelled, there's an L in there, so it's difficult for guys like us. Tyler Weigel at quarterback for Grand Island, and he'll be under center.
Yeah, Weigel and Horvath will split time at the quarterback position.
And there's the handoff to the second back through there, and going around the far side is Joe Dugokinski. Got a couple of yards, maybe it'll be second down.
See how the trio of running backs, we're going to see multiple running backs doing this for Grand Island. So you'll get different looks, different styles all game from Grand Island.
7-0 Jamestown. They scored on their first possession. They lead at 7-0 with 9:40 to play here in the first quarter. Steck comes split wide out to the near side along with Jackson Jones. Weigel under center. And he'll hand it off to Steck going straight up the middle. And maybe a yard or 2. Not much there, excuse me. That was Tyler Figliola on the carry, and it'll bring up third down. And we'll see if Grand Island chooses to go to the air here. 3rd and 7. I'm thinking based on what you've told me about this Jamestown offense, the best thing that Grand Island can do is keep the ball away from it.
Yeah, which is a great style. It's what Grand Island's strength is, to run the ball, take time off the clock. So at least it fits to their style of play.
Now Steck and Jones split to the near side. Weigel goes back to pass, throws to the near side, incomplete, intended for Jackson Jones, and it'll bring up fourth down, and they will punt it away. So 3 and out for the Vikings. Butera is one of the deep men for Jamestown, along with Rojas. Butera and Rojas awaiting the punt. They're back at about their own 32-yard line.
Tell you, in Jamestown, the folks in Jamestown know that Rojas name. Boy, they are synonymous with Jamestown. One athlete after another. The Rojas family's been unbelievable.
Wasn't there a Rojas who played basketball
Yes.
and went to West Virginia?
Yes.
Is that his younger brother, perhaps?
They're all related, every one of them.
Okay. And the kick is good. Taken on the far side by Rojas. Spins away from one tackler. Comes to the near side. Trying to get to the outside. Stays in bounds and is finally shoved out at about the Jamestown 44-yard line. Good return there.
And Elijah Rojas can play basketball, too. He is absolutely great on the basketball court, which just shows he brings it to another sport, that athletic ability right there. Great kid. I've got a chance to talk to him on multiple occasions. Really is a good kid, too.
That's really what we all want to hear about everyone out there.
And I've interviewed a lot of kids on this Jamestown team, and I'll tell you, everybody knows the future of the quarterback position, this Trey Drake. What a phenomenal kid. This kid really is somebody you want leading your team. It's just great character, everything you can ask for a leader and a quarterback, this kid's it.
1st and 10, Jamestown. They lead 7-0, 8:28 to play in the first quarter. 1st and 10 at their own 45-yard line. Drake and Butera in the backfield. Drake will hand it off to Butera, and he'll go right up the middle. Cuts to the outside across the 50. He's got running room going down the far sideline. He's going to go all the way for the touchdown. Jamestown goes up 13-0. I don't see any flags, so looks like that will stand.
Stu, we said it in the last one. He can run any time to the end zone in just one run. And there he goes, first run there. He takes it right to the house.
I mean, it looked for a little bit like he was going to be stopped, and then he cut back and got to the outside and just outran the world.
Yeah, he's got speed. And right when he gets to the edge like that, watch out, right? You're going to get to the edge, and he just outruns everybody.
Well, not the start the Grand Island Vikings were looking for. And Ella Profiter on to kick the extra point. And it's good. She's 2 for 2 today. And with 8:16 to play in the first quarter, it is 14-0 Jamestown. So, Tom, you've been telling me all year what a powerhouse this team is. And if the first less than 4 minutes of this game are any indication, look out Western New York. Wow.
And listen, last year they were in the AA conference. And I'm going to tell you, if they were in the AA conference this year, I would have picked them to compete with Lancaster for the title in the AA's. And now they're going down and I'm not saying an A school can't beat the AA's. They absolutely can. So I do not want to make it seem like any A school can't compete with the AA's, right? But it just shows how good, the point I was trying to make was, just shows how good this Jamestown is, and it doesn't matter what division they're in, they're going to be a team that you're going to consider as one of the top teams in the area, period.
Dugokowski and Figliola among the deep men. Profiter will not kick off. She's an extra point specialist. Kick is short, goes to the far side, bounces at the 25, picked up and run out to almost the 40-yard line is Tyler Weigel. So the quarterback returning kickoffs. That's another great thing about high school football. You see all kinds of players doing all kinds of things. He might be the quarterback, but there he is on special teams returning the kickoff.
I think we're going to see now next quarterback is we're going to see Justin Horvath now come in and take the helm at quarterback. Like we said, you're going to see a lot of interchanging going on with this Grand Island team, and that's exactly what happens here as Justin Horvath now comes in at the QB position.
You know, it's a funny thing. There's an old football adage that will, talking about quarterbacks, which most of us love to do. Horvath under center. And he will hand it off. There's not a lot of running room there. And Dugo Kinski, maybe a yard. Used to be said that if a coach says he has two quarterbacks, usually means he doesn't have one quarterback. But when we did the Will South game, that's what Craig Kurgasansky said about his quarterbacks. They would both play, and they both played well. And the same scenario is set up here with Weigel and Horvath.
And sometimes you just got one quarterback that runs the ball better than the other one throws the ball better. It's maybe just because of different strengths.
And there's a flag on the field. See if somebody, looks like this might go against Jamestown.
Yeah, well.
And they are offside. So that'll give Grand Island 5 yards and make it 2nd down and 4.
That's the second offsides we've seen called, before the snap here in this quarter.
2nd down and 4. Horvath under center. And he'll hand it off, and Dugo Kinski has a few yards there. Looks like he's about maybe a yard short of the first down, so we'll call it a 3-yard gain, and we'll make it 3rd and 1 from the 40, just beyond the 48-yard line. Grand Island still looking for its first down of the game. And there's the handoff to Dugo Kinski. He's got some running room, still on his feet. Nice run down to the Jamestown 40-yard line. Grand Island's longest play from scrimmage so far, and that'll be a 1st down for the Vikings at the Jamestown 40-yard line.
The tackle on number 44, Ty Schultz, junior linebacker, 6 foot, 178-pounder, has a big hit to knock him down right there.
1st and 10 for the Vikings. And there's the handoff, and not much running room there. So
Number 22, Ben Anderson, the junior linebacker, 6 foot, 185-pounder, in on the tackle on that one.
And it'll be 2nd down. Looks like there was no gain on the play, so we'll call it 2nd and 10. And see what the Vikings can come up with here. Dugo Kinski and Seaford in the backfield behind Horvath. This is just the Vikings' 2nd series of the game. They trail 14-0 with 5:30 to play here in the 2nd quarter. Play action pass. There's the throw to the near side, almost intercepted and then caught.
That's a great catch there by number 81.
Elijah Quick? No? Hold on, I'm looking at the wrong roster here. It's a 7-yard gain. I've got it here somewhere. Anyway, it's 3rd down and 3, and we'll come back to that momentarily. 3rd and 3, big 3rd down here. There's the handoff to Dugo Kinski, and he's smothered almost immediately, and that'll bring up 4th down.
He was taken down by number 53, Drace Garland, linebacker, 6 foot, 190-pounder from Jamestown.
Well, you know why we couldn't find 81? Because he's not listed on this roster.
Right.
Okay.
But I heard Isaac Quick is on ours. He's got a different number. We heard Quick being announced. That's the only thing we can say. Unfortunately, we've got 3 different rosters, and they're not on any of them right now, so we apologize there.
There is an Isaac Quick. So we're going to go with Isaac making that catch. 4th and 3, they're going for it. And now we get whistles, and Grand Island takes a timeout.
Makes complete sense to go for it down here too, Stu. I mean, you're down in that 35-yard line. This would be, I mean, yes, of course, if you punt it, it would absolutely, you'd try to pin them down there, but this is an area where you're going to go for it. You really are.
Well, you're already down 14-0, so if you can keep the ball, you got to keep it, because I'd say it's pretty safe to say that Jamestown will be scoring more points based on the first 2 series, a long touchdown pass and a long touchdown run.
But this is the strength that we talked about with Grand Island, though, right? Those methodical runs. When you got 3 players that have the capability of going for 100 yards, you're going to run the ball, and that's absolutely what we're seeing. And then we said, when Horvath gets a chance to throw the ball, he can throw. He could be that quarterback. And I'm going to tell you, that was a fantastic catch on the sidelines. Because it almost gets intercepted, it is tough to really see that ball and see that opportunity to get that ball in your hands. He makes a fantastic catch along the sideline, which gave them the opportunity for the first down in this territory right here.
So 4th down from the 35-yard line. Scoreboard says 4th and 4 for Grand Island, trailing 14-0, 4:44 to play, first quarter. The Vikings are going for it. Dugokinski and Seifert in the backfield. Seifert, the fullback, lined up in front of Dugokinski. Horvath under center, takes the snap, fakes the handoff, throws the pass, incomplete, intended for Seifert. And Horvath was under pressure, and Jamestown will get the ball back as the Vikings will turn it over on downs.
He had to get rid of that, no doubt, with the pressure coming up the middle there. That had to be a play he was going to get rid of, or it would have been a big loss and gave Jamestown incredible field position. It was one he had to get rid of.
Now they came through there pretty quickly.
Yeah.
I mean, it almost looked, they weren't, but it almost looked like they were trying to set up a bit of a screen pass.
I was going to say the same thing. That's exactly what it looked like, the way they came up the middle, that it was a setup for a screen.
1st and 10, Jamestown at their own 44-yard line. 2 possessions, 2 touchdowns for Jamestown.
And the last one literally was one handoff.
Yeah, that was a very short possession and a 50-yard run. Drake hands it off, and a short gain there for Damari Jones, the fullback, getting the ball. And it'll be 2nd down for Jamestown. Looked like about a 1-yard gain, maybe. Second and 9 for the Red Raiders. And Drake hands it off, and good defense there by Grand Island. Big tackle.
Ben Steck.
Marcus Solano, no? 6? Or was that 5?
No, it was 5. It was Ben Steck, number 5. I had on that one.
All right, thought it was Solano, but I'm going with your eyes because they're better than mine. That play went nowhere. 3rd and 9 now for Jamestown. We'll see what Drake and company comes up with here. Drake back to pass, looks left, throws right. The pass is caught. That's Rojas coming to the near side, still on his feet at the Grand Island 40, at the 30, at the 20, down the sideline, and finally run out of bounds all the way down to the Grand Island 11-yard line. Rojas, what a first quarter he's having. Flag time. Let's see if that might be coming back. But anyway, your point about Rojas.
How the open field running, did you just see that? The way he was running in the open field to make sure he couldn't be caught or couldn't be tackled was just phenomenal right there.
That's a penalty against the Red Raiders, so that great run after the catch is coming back. Al Fuller will tell us what the penalty is. Illegal use of the hands against Jamestown. They'll still get the first down, but they'll lose about 30 yards on the penalty. The ball goes all the way back to the 40-yard line of Grand Island. So first down, Jamestown. as the chains move on the far side of the field.
Still a big gain, even with the penalty.
Yeah, still a 20-yarder at least, right? This Jamestown offense looks, honestly, unstoppable. It looks like the only thing that's going to stop them is them. And somebody's either a false start or an offside. Looks like it's going against Grand Island. So it'll be 1st and 5. And those are the kind of mistakes you can't make when you're down 14-0, even if it is the first quarter. So now the ball will be at the 35-yard line of Grand Island. Drake, the quarterback, is a sophomore, and from watching him throw the ball, you wouldn't know it. I mean, he just looks like a big-time player, at least to me he does.
Stu, he had a year experience as a freshman last year in the AA conference.
Well, Drake throws it to Butera. On the far side, Butera steps away from one man, but he cannot elude him completely and is brought down after a short gain. Well, that year of experience really paid off, and he's obviously going to continue to get better.
The tackle was number 80, Luke Seifert, linebacker, 5'11", 190-pounder from Grand Island.
It'll bring up 2nd and 5 from the 35. And there's the handoff to Butera. Cuts outside to the right. And we'll see where they spot him. Looks like he's got a first down for Jamestown. And the chain should be moving. That's a first down at the 29-yard line for Jamestown. So Jamestown with the ability to score quickly, the 50-yard run by Rojas, and the ability to drive it down the field as they're kind of methodical. Except for the penalty that had them all the way down at the 11, and the penalty took them back to the 40. Well, that doesn't seem to have bothered them one bit. Here's Drake, fakes the handoff, runs to the left, throws deep downfield, and it is caught. Wow. Touchdown, Jamestown. What a catch by Carter Eganski, the tight end, and it's a 20-0 lead for Jamestown, and it's coming back. So a holding penalty against Jamestown. Tom Langworthy is not going to be happy. That's a few too many penalties. But another great throw and catch.
Give Carter, that was an over-the-shoulder catch right there that he made. Listen, penalty or not, that still was a great catch right there.
Yes, it was. Well, Jamestown doing their best to stop themselves this drive, holding against Jamestown.
Boy, just unbelievable. Now you're adding more weapons, you know?
Yeah.
And now you have the tight end as a weapon. I mean, unbelievable that just how stacked this team was. Remember, this was a team that almost competed for the AA championship last year, and almost the entire team comes back. It just shows how good they were going to be.
That's kind of like what you dream of in high school, right? That you have a really good team and everybody comes back. Drake rolls right, throws to the right side. Looked like it was intended for Rojas. It's incomplete. Either it was thrown too far wide or Rojas didn't get wide enough, and it's an incomplete pass. It'll bring up 2nd down and 25 from the 45.
But, Stu, why that's so important is with the little practices that these teams have had, this team has already played together because they were so young. All of them were coming back. So it wasn't like you were teaching a lot of players things, right? The whole team was coming back, and those are the teams that are getting off to the fast starts this season.
And so far, it looks like no one may be off to a faster start than Jamestown. Here's Drake, back to pass. That's a screen. The pass is caught, and look at Butera carry the tackler. He carried him inside the 40-yard line. As soon as he caught it, he had a tackler on his back, and he literally carried him for 5 or 6 yards. That's strength. And that's a 3rd down. 3rd and long, they got to get to the 20-yard line, and it's about 3rd and 19, and here comes Jamestown to the line of scrimmage. Already up 14-0, 1:20 to play in the first quarter. And there's a whistle and a flag, and this time Grand Island jumps offside. So it'll be 3rd and 13 instead of 3rd and 18.
And now becomes a more manageable scenario, which you don't want to give Jamestown. With the penalties, this has been that drive that you don't, which is not synonymous so far with what we've seen from Jamestown, right? The clock-eating drive type thing. It's been very quick attacks. But because the ball's in the penalties, we haven't seen that quick attack happen.
Butera in motion. Drake back to pass. He's going to go throw deep toward the end zone. Caught for the touchdown. Rojas. A 39-yard touchdown pass, and it's 20-0 Jamestown.
And then the quick attack happens.
Well, Drake to Rojas is a deadly combination. That's 2 touchdown passes so far, and we're still in the first quarter, Tom.
Rojas may have over 100 yards already.
He might. But running and passing, I'll bet you're right.
Well, he hasn't really run the ball much. I mean, think about the passing. He had a long pass the first. He had the one with the penalty where he's going to get some of that, and then that pass right there.
Yeah, he's got to be close. At the very least, 70-75. Yeah. Here's Profiter for the extra point. She is trying to be 3 for 3. Goes off the upright, and it's no good. So it's 20-0 with 49 seconds left in the first quarter. And what we're seeing here is a display of Jamestown's powerhouse offense. That's the only way I can describe it. So Grand Island has had 2 possessions and got a couple of first downs on the second one, and then turned it over on downs. So we'll see if the Vikings can change things up a little bit.
Well, like I said, we said earlier with Grand Island, we're going to see a couple different looks in the running back. We're going to see a couple different looks at the quarterback. You know, coach is absolutely right now just trying to find that matchup to be able to get them going. The last drive was not a bad drive for Grand Island. It did stall out, unfortunately, but they were moving the ball, and they were doing it with a little bit of the pass mixed in. Remember that great catch?
Yes.
And then multiple runs. So I think you'll see a little bit of that mix. That seemed to be some continuity we saw in that last grouping that was out there.
Weigel and Figliola among the deep men, along with Seifert. Weigel, Seifert, and Figliola, the deep men, and they're lined up at the Grand Island 15-yard line as they await the kickoff here. Late in the first quarter, 20-0 Jamestown, 49 seconds remaining in the quarter. And the kick. Weigel will take it at about the 23-yard line, tries to cut to the near side, then cuts it back, goes up the middle, and he's stopped at about the 35-yard line where Grand Island will have it 1st and 10. And the Vikings need to get some offense here. The best case scenario, well, just score, number one, but keep the ball away from Jamestown. My goodness. Just a tremendous display of offense here.
And here comes one of those switches. Weigel goes back into quarterback right here. Is that switch that we talked about. I think when you see Weigel come in, you're going to see some of that, in essence, that wildcat quarterback where he'll run from the quarterback position at the same time as well as play quarterback.
Weigel back to pass. Throws tipped up in the air. Almost intercepted. Intended for Figliola. And fortunately for Grand Island, that was not picked off.
Butera almost came up with that, by the way, that diving catch right there.
So it'll bring up 2nd and 10 with 39 seconds left in the quarter.
I'll tell you, if you actually look at Jamestown, right, that defensive line, check out the defensive tackle, Joey Delgado, number 54, 6'5", 300-pounder. Those hands go up. Watch out.
2nd and 10 for Grand Island. Weigel out of the shotgun. Back to pass. He's got some time. Throws to the near side. Incomplete. Intended for Steck. The throw out of bounds. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 10. So Grand Island not firing on all cylinders offensively. So 3rd down and 10. First 2 plays, incomplete passes.
And then the other defensive tackle out there for Jamestown, number 50, Andrew Harrier. the senior defensive lineman, 5'11", 245 pounds. You know, no slight right there. And coming in right now, sorry, I didn't catch the number right there. I think it may have been 75, but let's see who it is.
Now there's a flag on the field. And now Al Fuller picks up the flag and apparently waves it off. Seemed like he was counting the number of players on the field for Jamestown, and obviously they must have 11. Weigel back to pass, throws, intercepted, picked off by Urganski, and he's inside the 20-yard line before he's finally brought down at about the 15-yard line. Jamestown will take over 1st and 10 deep in Grand Island territory. So Eganski, made that great catch that was wiped out by a penalty, gets an interception on the other side.
Right now, all you can say is, wow. It just shows how good. It's one weapon after another. It really is.
And now we're seeing it on both sides of the ball.
Yep.
Well, Jamestown huddling around the coaching staff on the far side. Tom Langworthy laying out what he wants to see happen here in the final couple of plays of the first quarter. And here come the Red Raiders.
My gut is, let's see, we're probably going to see a handoff right here to Jalen Butera is going to be my guess.
Yeah, you know what? I would agree with you. Unless they decide they want to give somebody else a chance.
Well, Butera's the only one in the backfield, so I think we may see that.
Well, they might throw it to Eganski too. They got
absolutely.
a lot of choices. And there's a run straight up the middle and all the way down. Inside the end zone for the touchdown is Jalen Butera. Good call, Tom, right on top of that one. And it's a 26-0 lead for Jamestown with 15 seconds to go in the first quarter. So that offensive line blowing some holes in the Grand Island defense. And Butera, you give him room to run like that, and he'll run right through you, which he just did. So Profiter on to try the extra point. She's 2 for 3. She is a soccer player too, by the way. I think she's only a 9th grader, freshman. Good for her. A high snap. Drake running with it, throws it, and almost caught but falls incomplete. So
looked like that was knocked down by Liam Snyder, number 82.
Well, with 15 seconds left in the first quarter, we're not making this up. It's 26-0 Jamestown. And as much as you hate to see a lopsided game, you can't sugarcoat it. It's been all Jamestown. So hopefully, for Grand Island's sake and for those of you who would like to see a closer game, the Vikings can find a way to get back into this one. This is going to be a tall order. Already down 26 with 15 seconds left in the first quarter.
See, I see Conley Cup shirts around here. I see Mark Adair here. I see Harry Skull here. We got the who's who right now. And I'm going to tell you, if the Conley Cup guys are watching, they have 2 names circled right now. Elijah Rojas, right? And they've got Jalen Butera, 2 huge names circled right now that are definitely going to have names that they're going to be talking about on that Conley Cup.
Maybe they can make it a team award.
Yeah, 'cause I'll tell you, Drake's also had some nice passes too. Drake's right in there.
I mean, he's a sophomore, and that year's experience really paid off. He looks extremely poised, and they'll bounce the kickoff.
It's going to be a penalty at offsides.
And another offsides. That's about the 3rd for Jamestown. So they'll kick it again from 5 yards further back. And at this point for Grand Island, you'll take any yard they want to give you.
Hey, anything to better your starting position, right?
Absolutely right. Those yards are hard to come by.
And I'll tell you, if that would have held up right there, boy, Grand Island would have loved that because their field position would have been incredible on that last one.
Yes, you're right about that.
What a gorgeous day, Western New York. You think we're in Florida today, but no, we are in Buffalo right now experiencing this weather.
I got my walk-in today. Caleb Bain set to kick it off. got my 5 miles in.
Wind blew the ball off right there. It is just, you could say, you can't see it on the flag, but we can feel the wind coming into the press box. There definitely is a wind out there.
And here's Bain to kick it off. And it'll bounce, a bounce at about the 28, picked up by Dugokowski, and he'll take it out to about the 37-yard line. Dugokinski on the return. And it'll bring up 1st and 10 for Grand Island with 10 seconds left here in the first quarter.
And here comes that switch as we're going to see Horvath now come back into quarterback right now for Grand Island. We saw last time Grand Island comes out 3 separate passing plays, right? And obviously didn't get one accomplished or one completed. So are we going to see something different here? They're going to try going back to that run a little bit. Let's see exactly what the change is here that they try to do.
Well, the last of the 3 passes was intercepted, and they obviously don't want that to happen again. Horvath lined up in the shotgun, and he's going to throw it. He's got some time. He throws. That one's caught and blasted to the ground as Colin Melendez. Close to a first down, and that'll bring the first quarter to an end. At the end of one quarter, it is Jamestown 26, Grand Island nothing. We'll be back with the second quarter after this.
300 Level Media is a locally owned and operated multi-purpose media company right here in Western New York. You'll find us everywhere, covering the Bills, Sabres, Buttes, Bisons, Big Four basketball, local college sports, and much more. Our staff offers a variety of media services, from video production, live event coverage, audio broadcasts, professional voiceovers, camera operation, and videography. Visit www.300levelmedia.com or give us a call at 716-427-2600. This is 300 Level Media.
Why do you exercise? To look better? To feel better? To drop a few pounds? To train for an event? To defy age? Or to keep your ability to say yes to the things you love to do? Whatever motivates you, G&G Fitness Equipment is here to get you there. Treadmills, ellipticals, rowers, bikes, home gyms, and accessories. We'll pair you with the right equipment, teach you how to use it, and be there every step of your fitness journey. G&G Fitness. Your goal is our goal.
Call 835-WOLF. Remember, you calling the Wolf. That's all you had to say. Call today.
Welcome back to Grand Island, where the Vikings trail Jamestown 26-0 as we begin the second quarter. I'm Stu Boyer along with Tom Prince bringing you the game. Russ Battaglia providing the pictures for us on a warm, humid April night. Sometimes a day like today, it's hard to believe it's still April, but it is. So Grand Island, as we start the second quarter, looking to find a way to get some offense, get some points. It's really been all Jamestown.
Normally we're trying to figure out to get on those baseball fields right now, I'll tell you that.
Yes. Justin Horvath in at quarterback for Grand Island.
2 big passes so far. He's passed the ball real well.
And here comes another throw. He's got some time. He throws. It's incomplete, intended on the far side for Figliola. And it'll be second down.
Looked like there was a little contact over there and, incidental type contact, which is why there wasn't a flag thrown, but contact nonetheless, which is why that ball didn't look like it was right on target.
There was definitely some kind of contact because there was nobody there.
Yeah.
So it appears that both Horvath and Weigel can both run and throw, and they just haven't had the good fortune to get a good drive going. They had one good drive that they were eventually stopped on downs. Here's 2nd and 10. And there's the handoff and a short gain. Short gain for Marcus Solano. And that'll bring up 3rd down for the Vikings.
On the tackle was number 22, Ben Anderson of Jamestown, junior linebacker, 6 foot, 185-pounder. Tell you, if you have not been out here to Grand Island, you want to talk about a true complex. This is a true sports complex out here we'll explain a little bit on at the next break time that we get.
Horvath back to pass. Screen looking to throw it, and he threw it. It's caught out of bounds by Seifert, and that's an incomplete pass. So he was under pressure there. Looked like they were setting up a screen. And unfortunately for Horvath, the guys coming after him were a little taller than he is. And he had to throw it up maybe a little higher than he wanted to. And by the time Seifert was able to haul it in, he was out of bounds. So it's an incomplete pass. It'll bring up 4th and 8 from the midfield stripe.
The positive to that, though, he made it where only his guy at least had a chance and opportunity, and it wasn't going to get intercepted or some sort of turnover that's there.
Butera and Rojas, the deep men, for the punt. Figliola will punt it away for Grand Island. A 3-and-out for the Vikings. And there's the punt. Great punt up high in the air. Butera at his own 20. Spins away from a tackler. Goes to the far side. Butera still on his feet at the 25, at the 30, now at the 40, and still on his feet at the 50. And you're telling me there's a flag, and there it is at the 15-yard line in the illegal block in the back territory. Great return. Took it at his own 20 on the near side. Eluded a tackler, went all the way across the field and 30 yards forward to the 50. So, and there's the flag. So we'll wait for Al Fuller to tell us exactly what it is. And I tell you one thing, Jamestown might be a very good team. And yeah, illegal hands to the face looks like.
I actually saw it happen. He actually went up and hit him, and then tried throwing his hands up in the air like it wasn't me. I didn't do it, And it's when 9 times out of 10, when those arms get up that says I didn't do it, that's when the flag's coming.
Well, Jamestown's done a lot of things right, and the one thing that I don't think Tom Langworthy will be happy with is the amount of penalties his team has taken. So I'll take a wild guess and speculate that one of the focuses of practice this week might be cutting down on the penalties.
This is the first time we've seen bad field position start off for Jamestown also.
True. Something tells me with this offense, doesn't matter to them. I mean, they're explosive. As you said at the beginning, they got a number of guys who can take it to the house at any time. And a quarterback who can throw and throw accurately.
And he's only a sophomore.
Yeah.
He's only a sophomore.
It'd be a safe bet to suggest there might be a Connolly Cup in his future. And Jamari on the far side. And
for 6 yards.
Short, but gain of about 6 to Damari Jones. And it'll be second down. 2nd and 6. They gave him 4 yards officially, apparently, if you go by the PA announcer. Second quarter, 10:15 to play. 26-0 Jamestown leading Grand Island. And as Tom was talking about, this is a gorgeous complex. Gene Masters Field, and behind us are baseball diamonds, a softball diamond, another turf field for soccer, football, lacrosse. Just fabulous. And now another penalty on Jamestown. It's a false start on the Red Raiders.
Yeah, that's what I was going to talk about, Stu, is you're seeing everybody this gorgeous football field that's out there and track, but behind us is a softball field right up to the stands here, and then past that is a baseball field, all turf fields, all the Grand Island colors, logos in there, absolutely gorgeous complex. They really did it right here.
John Roth, the athletic director. John was a great athlete in his own right when he was a young man. He was a great pitcher. I'm pretty sure he was drafted. I can't remember by who. Here's Drake. Looks to throw. He throws. Nice catch all the way out beyond the 20-yard line. Melendez hauls that one in. Great throw and catch there. That throw's on target. Melendez went up and grabbed it. And it's a first down at the 22-yard line of Jamestown. So they've gotten out of the big hole.
And that was with during those plays, Rojas was on the bench. He was trying to look like fix a helmet, fix something out there. Here he comes back in. Now you got two of your weapons back out here right now.
And he's split wide to the near side. So you might want to keep an eye on him. And here's the throw to the near side. Caught and brought down after a pretty good gain is Damari Jones. And he's out to almost the 35-yard line. And it's another first down. So Jamestown on the move. They started this drive inside their own 5.
With a penalty again after they started moving the ball, too.
1st and 10, Red Raiders. Rojas split wide to the near side. Drake takes the snap, rolls to the far side. He's got time. He throws incomplete on the far side, intended for Eganski. That's kind of a tough throw to make. The way he rolled and threw it in that direction, that's a very difficult throw. So that'll bring up 2nd down. Doesn't seem like they've had too many 2nd downs on this drive. It'll stop the clock. Now Butera will be in the backfield with Drake. Rojas split wide to the near side. And there's a flag, and that's going to go against the Red Raiders. A false start against Jamestown. Coach Langworthy's not going to be happy.
Yeah, that may be, like you said, the one negative that we've seen to so far Jamestown is just the multitude of penalties. And when is going to be that game, or are they going to see that game that they can't overcome those penalties? And that would be the key that you're going to see as the season plays out. That's
an excellent point. So that'll take it 2nd and 15, all the way back inside the 30 at about the 28-yard line. Drake fakes the handoff to Butera. He throws deep downfield. A little overthrown, intended for Damari Jones. That one didn't miss by much. If Jones had just a little bit more speed, it's a touchdown.
He had to get that off. Ben Steck was coming in there after him, right? And he really didn't have much time. He had to get that one off and probably did not have the time he wanted to get set and make that perfect throw.
Still didn't miss by much, but miss it did. And that'll bring up 3rd down. We've got to get out to the 44-yard line for a first down. So it's 3rd down. And I know the scoreboard says 10. It looks more like 11 or 12 to the naked eye.
Actually, it looks more like 15.
Okay, that's fair. It's not 10. It is 15 because of the penalty. 2 incomplete passes. Drake looking over to the sideline. Drake in the shotgun, awaits the snap. He'll throw it again, back to pass. He's under pressure, rolls left, turns to the right, still under pressure. He got the ball away, almost intercepted. He avoided the sack. And it's an incomplete pass, and Jamestown will punt it away. Marcus Solano putting on the pressure there for Grand Island.
He was the first, then Steck was the second one who actually knocks Drake down right there. But that's huge, both of those getting in there and getting access to Drake. That's the first time they got the pressure really in there, make something happen. Defense comes up big here for Grand Island.
Jamestown takes a timeout. You can see there that Drake can run a little bit too if they wanted him to run. He took the snap, went left, came back to the right to try and avoid the rush. And he did a nice job of getting the throw away to avoid the sack and keep it at an incomplete pass. And Jamestown has taken its timeout. 8:05 to play, second quarter, 26-0 Jamestown. That's the first time that Grand Island has stopped Jamestown all day.
Big stop. That's exactly what they needed, though, right? They come up big. You've had some of your linebackers now getting access, figuring ways to get into that backfield. They do. And that's a start. That's something Grand Island can build off. That's what you're looking for. How do we build off and then come out and do something? We saw, actually, so far, we've seen when Horvath has passed the ball, when he has time, he's made some really good passes. And he is capable of making some big passes and be able to move the ball right here. Now you mix it in with some of the run that we already know Grand Island can do well. Let's see if they can get the right mixture right now to make some damage and put some points on the board.
Seifert and Dugo Kinski back to receive the punt. This is the first time Jamestown has punted today. And the deep men are backpedaling. They'll wind up at about the Grand Island 40-yard line. Rojas will punt. And don't put anything past this Jamestown offense with Rojas as the punter. And Rojas will punt it. Coming to the near side. Bounces at the 45. Takes a Grand Island roll and is downed at the 46-yard line of the Vikings, where Grand Island will have it 1st and 10 as they try to cut in to this large Jamestown lead.
Good field position, though.
Yes.
This is it. They've done everything they needed to. They finally come up with that big defensive stop. Now they've got the opportunity with good field position. What do they do with it? What are we going to see? We're going to see the run come out here, the pass. It looks like they're going to go back to Weigel as quarterback right here and see what they do. Are they going to look to run the ball, or, as we've seen the last 2 possessions, pretty much throw the ball? So let's see what the mix will be this time.
You mentioned the who's who. That's Rachel Lindsay, the outstanding sports writer from the Buffalo News, down at about the 37-yard line of Jamestown. 1st and 10, Grand Island. Weigel awaits the snap. Figliola in motion, and it's the ball came out. Weigel had it.
He's saying he's down.
He's down. You're right. He's down. So, no, the ball did come out, but it was recovered by Grand Island as Weigel carried himself, took a big whack. The ball came out, but he was ruled down by contact. So it'll be 2nd down.
Ref was right on that on the sideline, too. He read that. But when we talked about, Weigel's that quarterback that we could see run the ball out of that quarterback position, and that's what we saw here. So we're going to look to see more run. What happens right here, as you now know, Weigel can throw and run. He's a dual threat.
Weigel hands it off to Solano. He's got some running room, barreling forward, about a 7-yard gain, and that'll bring up 3rd down. Gets it on the other side of the 50-yard line. It'll be 3rd down.
Solano, that powerful back, right? 5'9", 210 pounds, right? Really strong. You can just see right there that he runs with strength as he went right up the middle right there and made something happen.
3rd down and 4 for Grand Island. Vikings need a 1st down, and they need some points. Trailing 26-0. 6.5 minutes to play in the 2nd quarter. Weigel awaits the snap. He's going to run it himself. And he takes a big hit at about the 49-yard line. He's well short of the 1st down.
That was Butera on that hit, too.
That was a big hit. That'll bring up 4th down. And once again, Grand Island needs to go for it. They need to keep the ball. You can see at the end of the play, where he was tackled and about 10 yards further upfield, some players really going at it and maybe a little trash talking too. I couldn't tell you who they were, but it was getting real physical in the defensive backfield. 4th and 4 for Grand Island. At their Jamestown 48-yard line. Justin Horvath back in at quarterback. Horvath back to pass. He throws to the near side. It is caught very close to the 1st down by Figliola. And we'll see if they give him the 1st down. Let's see. Watch the man in a white hat. And he's short of the 1st down. It'll be Jamestown ball. The Vikings are stopped short. Figliola with the catch. He just didn't have enough for the 1st down, and the Red Raiders will go back on offense. That seemed really close to a first down. I thought maybe they'd ask for a measurement, but they didn't. So Jamestown gets the ball back, already up 26-0 with 5:22 to go here in the second quarter. And Jamestown coming off a drive in which they were actually stopped for the first time today.
But it just seems like Grand Island's just starting to move the ball, just can't put together multiple first downs. It's that one you see great drive but can't finish it and put another good drive together.
1st and 10, Red Raiders. And there's the handoff, and bursting through the hole on the far side, going all the way down inside the 20-yard line is Damari Jones. So another Jamestown back getting in on the action. Well, you said before the game there were 3 of them, and there he is. Damari Jones with a huge run all the way down to about the 13-yard line.
Won't be surprised this goes to Butera, yep.
And there it is, and there goes Butera spinning around, breaking tackles, and finally brought down after a gain of about 4 or 5 yards. Well, when Damari Jones has a run like that, Damari Jones, he's a senior, right? 6'4", 215 pounds. He's bigger than some of the other guys on the other side of the ball. 2nd and 5 for Jamestown. And Damari Jones gets the football and touchdown. Damari Jones takes it in for another Jamestown touchdown, and it's a 32-0 score in favor of the Red Raiders. So Ella Profiter will come on to try another extra point. Well, that didn't take Jamestown long. 3 plays, 4 plays at the most.
It's just that ability, just that quick, like I kept saying earlier, quick strike ability.
Kick is up, and that one is a little short, no good. So the score will remain 32-0. We're going to run out of adjectives to describe this Jamestown offense.
You know, but what I want everybody to realize is everyone knows how good Grand Island is year after year. They have a team that will compete for a Section A title. Year after year, they're in the mix. You know when you're going to Grand Island, or if Grand Island's coming to your field, you know you're getting a game. You know it's going to be a game that you got to prepare for and make sure your kids are ready. That just shows when you know you got a team like this on the flip side. Again, they just beat Lockport, which was a AA school last year also, right, last week. And then now here you come in. It just shows how great this Jamestown team is, that I don't care who's out there on the field. Every team they're going to see is going to have this type of problem right now trying to stop. Where do you stop first? Do you stop the pass or do you stop the run?
Yeah, flip a coin and good luck.
Because if you stack the box to try to stop the run with Butera or with Jones, right, either one, you try to stack the box and stop those two, Drake's going to throw all day over the top of you then.
And he's got some guys who can catch it and run with it once they get it, i.e. Rojas.
It really is. It's a very tough team, and they are not a one-dimensional team. You're not going after them from one way. You've got to prepare for a full team.
Jamestown will kick it off. It's a short kick. It'll bounce at about the 28, picked up by Dugo Kinski, and he's brought down out of bounds at about the 32-yard line, where the Vikings will once again try to get a drive going. The lights are on here at Grand Island in the twilight of the evening. So Grand Island looking to make something positive happen. It's been a tough afternoon for the Vikings. Horvath will come back in at quarterback. We haven't seen Weigel, I don't think, since he took that big hit, so hopefully he's okay. He's sitting on the bench right in front of us. And hopefully he's all right.
Still 73 degrees out there right now.
Beautiful. Who needs Florida? And I'm sure it's beautiful in Florida, too. Horvath back to pass. He throws. The ball is a little short on the near side. Intended for Jackson Jones, and it'll be second down. 2nd and 10 for the Vikings. Had a chance to speak with Cal Kern, the father of the Tennessee Titans 3-time All-Pro punter. Cal Kern, a chaplain over at UB, works with UB athletes, and for a time was working as the goaltender coach over at Williamsville South on the soccer team, the girls' soccer team. And just a fantastic guy. He's a great guy. We had a great conversation with him before the game. 2nd and 10, Horvath gets the snap. He's going to throw it again. He throws to the near side, caught by Jackson Jones, and he's brought down by 3 Red Raiders. He's out to about the 44-yard line, and that's a first down for Grand Island. So there's something that the Vikings can hang their hat on and maybe get a drive going here.
Stu, when Horvath has time, he's thrown some really good passes, and he's absolutely made some completions because of that.
So 1st and 10 at their own 45 for the Vikings. 4 minutes left in the first half. 32-0 Jamestown. Red Raiders appear to be unstoppable. Good luck to the rest of the section. Horvath back to pass. He's going to throw deep downfield for Jackson Jones. Incomplete.
Flag.
And there is a flag at about the 42-yard line, and the Grand Island players are clapping, so we're thinking that's going against Jamestown.
There was contact that stopped him from actually taking off right there, so there's going to be some sort of hold or passing interference.
It's a holding, defensive holding against Jamestown, as Al Fuller signals the holding penalty and points toward the Red Raiders side of the field. See where they spot the football. They'll spot it at the 45-yard line of Jamestown. That'll give Grand Island a first down. That's 2 first downs on the drive. So maybe the Vikings have something going here. Horvath back to pass. Throws on the far side. It's caught, breaking a tackle and staying on his feet is Figliola. And he got about 5 or 6 yards after that. So Grand Island getting it done through the air.
So I'm going to throw a special shout out here is Horvath's uncle owns a phenomenal chiropractor facility here in Buffalo, Horvath Chiropractic. He's right downtown in Buffalo, right on Niagara Street. I'll tell you, if you are looking for a chiropractor, you want to go see his uncle. I'll tell you that right now.
3 minutes left in the first half. 32-0 Jamestown over Grand Island. Horvath awaits the snap. He's got it. Looks to throw. He throws. Intercepted. Picked off. Plenty of running room. And it'll be all the way back for the Jamestown touchdown. No flags, and the Red Raiders go up 38-0.
Sincere Green.
Sincere Green on the interception for the pick six. And, you know, my old football coach used to say 3 things can happen when you throw a pass. The third one's really bad, the interception. So a pick six for Sincere Green. And a promising Grand Island drive is stopped. And the only good thing you can say is they're going to get the ball back again. I mean, really, it's Jamestown. What a performance. There's still 2 minutes and 38 seconds left in the first half.
As we know, the more passing that you throw, every incomplete pass stopping the clock, which makes these longer quarters happen right there. But when you're down, you're trying for that big strike, and what you're doing is trying to throw the ball and trying to make something happen.
Jamestown's going to go for 2 here. Trying to make it an even 40. Drake.
Fumble.
And the ball's loose on the ground, and it'll be stuffed. So the 2-point conversion is no good. Chris Navarro couldn't hang on to the football, and now Jamestown will kick it off again. So it's 38-0. Jamestown, 2:38 to play in the first half. All Red Raiders this afternoon. And it's worth repeating again, the one negative for Jamestown, too many penalties. And I'm sure that's what Tom Langworthy is going to be telling his guys.
Listen, he's got to find something to go after him at, right? And that's going to be exactly what he goes after him at.
Right. I mean, and no coach ever feels his team played a complete or a perfect game. You got something there?
Little breaking news, interesting news here. Alex Rodriguez and billionaire Mark Lohr finalizing a deal to purchase the Timberwolves and would take control in 2023.
Wow. Well, good for them.
Yeah, a little interesting breaking news there.
Who owns the Timberwolves at this point? Do you know?
Not off the top of my head, no.
I think there's a Marvin Wolf, W-U-L-F, who owns the Minnesota Vikings. I wonder if it's the same family or the same gentleman. Well, A-Rod trying to rise to prominence in another sport. So does Derek Jeter have an ownership part of the Marlins?
Marlins, yes.
Okay, so now Jeter and Rodriguez both have a little piece of teams, or a large piece of teams. Good for them. And there's the kickoff. It'll bounce at the 25, picked up by Dogakinski, who comes to the near side, gets it out to about the 31 or 32-yard line, where the Grand Island offense will head back to the field. Weigel is still sitting on the bench in front of us. He took a big hit, so hopefully he's okay, but it looks like they're going to leave this one in the hands of Horvath. I'll just speculate on that. They were alternating series, and we haven't seen him for a while.
Here's the A1 conference right here, just so we can go over it. Ken West, 2-0 with a big win today over Lockport. West Seneca West, 2-0 with their win over Hamburg. Grand Island at 1-0, Jamestown at 1-0. We'll see Jamestown looks like go to 2-0 right here. Niagara Wheatfield, which is 1-1. Hamburg 0-2. Lockport 0-2. McKinley 0-2.
1st and 10, Grand Island. Horvath, this time he will hand it off, and getting some running room is Dugokinski. Good run there. He's got about 4 or 5 yards. It'll be 2nd down.
Now, Stu, remember, in the A1, the top 4 will then go to the bracket nest trying to win the A1 championship right now. So every game is so important.
So it's 5 regular season games and then 3 playoff games.
2.
Only 2, so it's only
Correct.
a total of 7 games, not 8.
Yep, correct.
Okay. So basically semifinals and finals, to look at it that way. 2nd and 3 from the 39 for the Vikings. Horvath hands it off to Dugokinski, and he's got a short gain. It'll bring up 3rd down.
So here's where it's big, right? Grand Island, who's got Jamestown week 2, they go to Hamburg next, who's 0-2. Then they go to Ken West, which is 2-0, and then Niagara Wheatfield, which is 1-1, fighting for that 4th spot right now.
Wow, there are going to be some really interesting matchups.
And then we'll flip here, and let's tell you exactly where Jamestown is. Right after this play, we'll go over Jamestown.
Okay. 1:15 to play in the first half. Horvath takes the snap, hands it off to Dugokinski, and he's going nowhere. Maybe a yard, if that, and that'll bring up, let's see, it's 4th and 1, and Jamestown takes a timeout. So go ahead and explain Jamestown's situation.
So Jamestown will play Ken West next, the other 2-0 team right now. Then they take on Niagara Wheatfield, that we already said was 1-1, and then go and play West Seneca West. That matchup at the 5th game could be 2 teams that are undefeated going into that last game, and could be for the top seed in the A1.
Well, yes, there are good teams, but Jamestown looks like the cream of the crop.
Remember, we've seen West Seneca West. You've seen them play, right? You know this Isaiah Simmons is for real. You know he can run the ball. You know West Seneca West is going to run the ball. And again, the question will be, do they have enough firepower right now to go with Jamestown?
I was just going to say, it seems like Jamestown has more weapons on offense. And Jamestown's got 2 interceptions and at least 1 pick six today. So it's been a long, frustrating afternoon for the Grand Island Vikings. And I wonder in the second half if we'll see a lot of different players taking snaps on the Jamestown Jamestown offensive side of on both sides of the ball, actually. Horvath, it looked like a broken place, and down goes Horvath. I thought I heard a whistle just after it was snapped. That was a 4th down play, and it's a big sack all the way back at the Grand Island 27 or 28 yard line. That was weird. It looked like there was a start and a stop and an inadvertent whistle.
Solano looked like he must have heard something and didn't start, and that was where the handoff was supposed to go to. And Horvath was trying to hand the ball off. And see, Coach is asking right now, they think there's some sort of whistle that happened right there. That's what they're saying. That's not right.
That's what I thought, too. I thought I heard a whistle. And like you said, Solano couldn't figure out what was going on because he must have heard the whistle, too. So, unfortunately for Grand Island, it's 1st and 10 Jamestown at the Grand Island 30-yard line, as that was a 4th down play, and Horvath had no chance. None.
Here you got 57 seconds, and you know they're going to run the ball right here, and it could easily be Jones or Butera doing something again to put more points on the board.
Yeah. Well, when it rains, it pours, right?
And you can see Coach is not happy here, and they're still saying something to the umpires, which I get. They're going to pass.
Here's Drake. Throws it on the near side, caught by Rojas at the 25, at the 20, and brought down inside the 20 at about the 15-yard line. And there comes a flag, a late flag toward the end of the play. So we'll see what this one is. See what the call is. It's against Jamestown.
So give everybody a little update of some of the other conferences here, Stu, as we got it. Frontier, the team we've been talking about, watch out for in the AA, is 2-0. Big matchup coming up for them this week. We're going to see how good they are as they're going to take on Clarence this week. That'll be a big matchup as we're talking about one of the top 5 teams that are going to be going for the top 4 spots. Lancaster 2-0, Orchard Park 2-0, Bennett 1-1, Clarence 1-1. Bennett has a loss to Lancaster. Clarence has got a loss to Orchard Park. Hutch Tech 0-2. Niagara Falls 0-2. Will North 0-2. The 5 teams I think you're going to see compete for those spots, Frontier, Lancaster, Orchard Park, Bennett, and Clarence, I think are going to fight it out for the top 4. Big game this week as Clarence will face Frontier.
Frontier was tremendous the night we saw him. That's a good-looking squad. And here's Drake. He's going to throw it. And he's going to throw it deep downfield toward Rojas in the end zone. Caught. Touchdown. Rojas. And Drake hook up on another touchdown. And it's a 44-0 game with Jamestown in the lead.
Wow. What do you say? Wow. I mean, no doubt Rojas is over 100 yards in the first half. Drake is thrown for how many yards? That doesn't even count the passing yards that have come back because of penalties on top of this, too. It's just unbelievable. This is not a one-dimensional team. They can do it in every facet of the game.
Jamestown will go for 2, trying to make it a 46-0 game. They were stopped on their last 2-point conversion. Now Drake will throw it again. He throws on the far side, caught by Rojas for the 2-point conversion. It's 46-0 with 42 seconds to go in the first half. Now you could, for argument, for the sake of our discussion, it's 38-0. You have the ball, you have a huge lead, and you throw a long pass. So I get it. They have to stop you. That's the idea, right? If you can't stop me, too bad.
Yeah, we've talked about this a little bit on other broadcasts. We've seen a lot of lopsided games so far this season. I really, this is one where I normally would say is, listen, why are we running it up, right? It seems to be where we're running it up. But I really feel this year is different. With so little practices, so little time to be able to prepare, you've got to use this as practice time for both teams, right? They're going to see, there's a good chance these two see each other again. This really could be a 1-4 matchup, right? Or a 2-3 matchup if you lose to West out there. Who knows what could happen? But I really believe with the limited practice time you get, you're using every piece of this to be able to get some sort of practice in, and especially when you got live bodies on the other side of the field to be able to try to get that opportunity there.
I never like to say that they're running up the score, so I won't say that. What I will say is when you're playing a game, the defensive team has to figure out how to stop them. And so far, Grand Island has been unable to stop them. I was a little surprised they threw it there instead of just handing it off. But the score speaks for itself. It's unfortunately a lopsided game. And Grand Island's had a tough day, and Jamestown's having a fabulous day. There's the kickoff. And the ball will be brought back. Oh, a good return there, and taken all the, still on his feet, bringing it out to beyond the 40-yard line. Is Mike Coburn. Great return there by Coburn. A 5'11 junior weighs in at 180 pounds.
He fought for every yard on that one, Stu. Every one was because he fought, didn't stop those feet, kept them moving, and made something happen because he was driving and wouldn't stop.
And I gave him an extra 20 pounds. Sorry about that, Mike. The roster says 160, not 180. But that was a great, great return. So, 1st and 10 Grand Island at their own 43-yard line, trailing 46-0. Horvath remains in at quarterback. Weigel, I believe, has gone into the locker room. I think I saw him walking off, and we're going to have another penalty. Let's see which way that one goes. He took a knee, and that should bring, I thought there was a penalty. Instead, he kneeled down to end the half. That brings the first half to an end. A lopsided one here at Grand Island. At halftime, it is Jamestown 46, Grand Island nothing. Tom and I will be back with the second half after a short break.
300 Level Media is a locally owned and operated multi-purpose media company right here in Western New York. You'll find us everywhere covering the Bills, Sabres, Buttes, Bisons, Big Four basketball, local college sports, and much more. Our staff offers a variety of media services, from video production, live event coverage, audio broadcasts, professional voiceovers, camera operation, and videography. Visit www.300levelmedia.com or give us a call at 716-427-2600. This is 300 Level Media.
Why do you exercise? To look better? To feel better? To drop a few pounds? To train for an event? To defy age? Or to keep your ability to say yes to the things you love to do? Whatever motivates you, G&G Fitness Equipment is here to get you there. Treadmills, ellipticals, rowers, bikes, home gyms, and accessories. We'll pair you with the right equipment, teach you how to use it, and be there every step of your fitness journey. G&G Fitness. Your goal is our goal.
Call 835-WOLF. Remember, you calling the Wolf, that's all you had to say. Call today.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA, with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics. Call our Buffalo office today for an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs. WNYathletics.com is the premier high school sports website in Western New York, providing the best sports coverage of Section 6 and Monsignor Martin leagues. Check out our page for daily game recaps and late-breaking sports news. Our online scoreboards are updated in real time. Never miss a goal or touchdown. Visit WNYathletics.com today or follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube.
300 Level Media is a locally owned and operated multi-purpose media company right here in Western New York. You'll find us everywhere covering the Bills, Sabres, Buttes, Bisons, Big Four basketball, local college sports, and much more. Our staff offers a variety of media services, from video production, live event coverage, audio broadcasts, professional voiceovers, camera operation, and videography. Visit www.300levelmedia.com or give us a call at 716-427-2600. This is 300 Level Media.
Why do you exercise? To look better? To feel better? To drop a few pounds? To train for an event? To defy age? Or to keep your ability to say yes to the things you love to do? Whatever motivates you, G&G Fitness Equipment is here to get you there. Treadmills, ellipticals, rowers, bikes, home gyms, and accessories. We'll pair you with the right equipment, teach you how to use it, and be there every step of your fitness journey. G&G Fitness. Your goal is our goal.
Call 835-WOLF. Remember, you calling the Wolf. That's all you had to say. Call today.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics. Call our Buffalo office today for an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs. WNYathletics.com is the premier high school sports website in Western New York, providing the best sports coverage of Section 6 and Monsignor Martin leagues. Check out our page for daily game recaps and late-breaking sports news. Our online scoreboards are updated in real time. Never miss a goal or touchdown. Visit WNYathletics.com today or follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube.
300 Level Media is a locally owned and operated multi-purpose media company right here in Western New York. You'll find us everywhere covering the Bills, Sabres, Buttes, Bisons, Big Four basketball, local college sports, and much more. Our staff offers a variety of media services, from video production, live event coverage, audio broadcasts, professional voiceovers, camera operation, and videography. Visit www.300levelmedia.com or give us a call at 716-427-2600. This is 300 Level Media.
Why do you exercise? To look better? To feel better? To drop a few pounds? To train for an event? To defy age? Or to keep your ability to say yes to the things you love to do? Whatever motivates you, G&G Fitness Equipment is here to get you there. Treadmills, ellipticals, rowers, bikes, home gyms, and accessories. We'll pair you with the right equipment, teach you how to use it, and be there every step of your fitness journey. G&G Fitness. Your goal is our goal.
Call 835-WOLF. Remember, you calling the Wolf. That's all you had to say. Call today.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics. Call our Buffalo office today for an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs. WNYathletics.com is the premier high school sports website in Western New York, providing the best sports coverage of Section 6 and Monsignor Martin leagues. Check out our page for daily game recaps and late-breaking sports news. Our online scoreboards are updated in real time. Never miss a goal or touchdown. Visit WNYathletics.com today or follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube.
300 Level Media is a locally owned and operated, multi-purpose media company right here in Western New York. You'll find us everywhere covering the Bills, Sabres, Buttes, Bisons, Big Four basketball, local college sports, and much more. Our staff offers a variety of media services, from video production, live event coverage, audio broadcasts, professional voiceovers, camera operation, and videography. Visit www.300levelmedia.com or give us a call at 716-427-2600. This is 300 Level Media.
Why do you exercise? To look better? To feel better? To drop a few pounds? To train for an event? To defy age? Or to keep your ability to say yes to the things you love to do? Whatever motivates you, G&G Fitness Equipment is here to get you there. Treadmills, ellipticals, rowers, bikes, home gyms, and accessories. We'll pair you with the right equipment, teach you how to use it, and be there every step of your fitness journey. G&G Fitness. Your goal is our goal.
Call 835-WOLF. Remember, you calling the Wolf. That's all you had to say. Call today.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics. Call our Buffalo office today for an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs. WNYathletics.com is the premier high school sports website in Western New York, providing the best sports coverage of Section 6 and Monsignor Martin leagues. Check out our page for daily game recaps and late-breaking sports news. Our online scoreboards are updated in real time. Never miss a goal or touchdown. Visit WNYathletics.com today or follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube.
300 Level Media is a locally owned and operated, multi-purpose media company right here in Western New York. You'll find us everywhere covering the Bills, Sabres, Buttes, Bisons, Big Four basketball, local college sports, and much more. Our staff offers a variety of media services, from video production, live event coverage, audio broadcasts, professional voiceovers, camera operation, and videography. Visit www.300levelmedia.com or give us a call at 716-427-2600. This is 300 Level Media.
Why do you exercise? To look better? To feel better? To drop a few pounds? To train for an event? To defy age? Or to keep your ability to say yes to the things you love to do? Whatever motivates you, G&G Fitness Equipment is here to get you there. Treadmills, ellipticals, rowers, bikes, home gyms, and accessories. We'll pair you with the right equipment, teach you how to use it, and be there every step of your fitness journey. G&G Fitness. Your goal is our goal.
Call 835-WOLF. Remember, you calling the Wolf. That's all you had to say. Call today.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics. Call our Buffalo office today for an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs. WNYathletics.com is the premier high school sports website in Western New York, providing the best sports coverage of Section 6 and Monsignor Martin leagues. Check out our page for daily game recaps and late-breaking sports news. Our online scoreboards are updated in real time. Never miss a goal or touchdown. Visit WNYathletics.com today or follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube.
300 Level Media is a locally owned and operated multi-purpose media company right here in Western New York. You'll find us everywhere covering the Bills, Sabres, Buttes, Bisons, Big Four basketball, local college sports, and much more. Our staff offers a variety of media services, from video production, live event coverage, audio broadcasts, professional voiceovers, camera operation, and videography. Visit www.300levelmedia.com or give us a call at 716-427-2600. This is 300 Level Media.
Why do you exercise? To look better? To feel
Welcome back to Grand Island High Schools. We're about set to start the second half. About 45 seconds remaining on the clock before Jamestown will kick it off. Mike Coburn, Joe Dugo-Kinski, and Tyler Figliola are the deep men on the kickoff return team. We see Tyler Weigel, one of the Grand Island quarterbacks, sitting on the bench straight in front of us. He took a hit on a running play and did not return to the game, but he is still on the bench, so hopefully he is okay. And if the coach wants, he is able to return, but I don't anticipate him returning to this game. It's 46-0 Jamestown as we get set to start the second half. So we'll see what Coach Tom Langworthy does in terms of keeping his starters in or on the bench. And this time we'll see how if Grand Island, as darkness begins to fall here, now you can feel the impact of the lights. And we'll see how Grand Island, what the Vikings can do to actually get on the scoreboard. Stu Boyer and Tom Prince bringing you the game so far, Tom. A long afternoon for Grand Island. And there's the second half kickoff. It bounces on the ground and gets past Figliola, goes all the way back to the 15-yard line, picks it up with one hand, comes to the near side, gets away from a couple of tacklers, spins around, and gets it out to about the 22 or 23-yard line, where Grand Island will start 1st and 10, and Horvath will remain at quarterback. 1st and 10, Grand Island at their own 21-yard line.
So during the second half, we'll go through some of the other conferences, just fill everybody in what's going on in Western New York too, as we've got some great teams at every single conference. We'll talk about the other 8 division next. Absolutely, it's been some great football. Glad to see we're out here playing. That's number one most important thing right now.
No doubt, and as you mentioned, this is one of the biggest in-stadium crowds we've had.
It really has. On even both sides, even from a visiting perspective.
So 1st and 10, Grand Island, as the Vikings look to get something going here. Horvath will hand it off to Dugo-Kinski, and there's maybe a yard, if that, for the Vikings, so it'll be 2nd down. And he actually lost a yard, so it'll be 2nd down and 11. Grand Island offense has just been unable to get anything going. They've had a number of nice drives, but unfortunately, those drives either got stopped on 4th down or they turned the ball over. Second and 11 for the Vikings. Horvath to pass. Got some time. Throws to the near side. That one is caught just beyond the 30-yard line by Ben Steck. Little short of the 1st down. He stayed in bounds, so the clock will continue to run.
We got a little high school breaking news. As St. Francis has announced they can't play locally on Monday, so they're playing at Corning at Monday night. So they're going to be going to Corning to play their game to be able to get a game in.
Against Corning?
It has to be. I mean, that's I don't think it would be any other way out there.
Good for Jerry Smith and company. I'm glad they found a game. The St. Joe's is on a pause. Here's Horvath, hands it off to Dugo-Kinski, goes right up the middle, very close to the 1st down. We'll see if he got it. And it is a 1st down. for Grand Island. So the Vikings get the first down to keep the drive alive.
Tackle was by number 20, Carter Agansky. Looks like there has been some changes by Jamestown. Like, I don't see Butera out there. I don't see some of the guys out there right now. So they have made some.
1st and 10, Grand Island. Horvath to throw. He's got some time. He's going to run it, and down he goes. Horvath is sacked.
Andrew Harrier, number 50, the defensive lineman, 5'11", 245-pounder with the sack.
That's a big young man.
So to go over some of the A2 teams for you, Stu, there's still some scores that need to be updated. So going into it, it was South Park 1-0, Sweet Home 1-0, but they just had a win over Williamsville East. So they're going to go to 2-0 is where they're going to go to. Williamsville South 2-0. Kenmore East is still 0-0. Williamsville East is now 0-1. Amherst 0-1. North Tonawanda 0-1. Star Point 0-2.
2nd and 15 for Horvath. Comes out and has a conversation with Tyler Figliola, who's lined up in the slot. Ben Steck split wide to the near side. There's the throw, a long pass downfield, intercepted, picked off. It was overthrown. There's a flag on the play, and it'll be taken back all the way to the Grand Island 30-yard line.
It's in the
Chris Navarro with the interception. Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's some sort of hold, or is it passing interference? That's where that flag is.
So the question is, will the interception stand? And we'll find out. It was Al Fuller, the referee, talking to his fellow officials. 2 flags apparently on the field.
Oh, yeah, look, one in the backfield.
So
see, there's one at the 20-yard line.
Mm-hmm. So will they be offsetting? Here comes Al Fuller toward the sideline. Personal foul, roughing the passer on Jamestown. It's a first down for Grand Island. So the interception does not stand. So Jamestown will lose the turnover.
What was the second flag, though?
Well, the one at the 20 had to be the roughing the passer, right? I don't know. I thought there was a second flag. They still haven't picked that one up. So it's a first down for Grand Island. The drive will continue. And they'll take the ball all the way out to the Grand Island 44-yard line. 46-0 Jamestown, 9:15 to play here in the third quarter. So now Horvath will line up in the shotgun. He'll have an empty backfield. He's back there by himself. And there's the snap, and here's the throw to the near side, caught by Figliola, and he breaks a tackle, and still on his feet, spinning away, carrying tacklers all the way down to about the Jamestown 34 or 35-yard line. It's another first down for Grand Island. Great play by Tyler Figliola.
I like those quick passes we're seeing them go to right now, right? Real quick pass, get it out of his hands real quick. Don't let the defense break through that line and cause him to not have the time that he's had. Those quick passes have been key so far and been the opportunity for Grand Island to move the ball.
Well, so far with the penalty, this has been Grand Island's best drive of the game. Had a couple of good drives, and then they were stopped on downs, or they turned it over. Horvath throws to the far side, caught by Jackson Jones, who can't turn the corner and is shoved back for about a 1-yard loss. And he stayed in bounds, so the clock continues to tick.
And again, the name we've been calling multiple times on defense, Carter Agansky on the tackle right there.
Tight end on offense, had a touchdown pass called back by a penalty. So it's been that kind of night for the Jamestown Red Raiders. Their offense has really, really clicked.
Stu, watch out. I see Frank Wolf right now tweeting out, give me details, road trip on Monday. Be careful. You could be going to Corning.
Well, believe it or not, I have actually been to Corning.
I've been there tons of times.
Here's Horvath, back to pass. He throws, almost caught, almost interception, incomplete, intended for Figliola.
So I'm actually going to have 2 games tomorrow, so everybody knows. First game will be at 1 o'clock, as I'm going to see JFK take on Lackawanna at Cheektowaga, where we're going to broadcast that game. That's going to be game 1. Game 2 at 6 o'clock will be West Seneca East taking on Iroquois at Iroquois.
At Cheektowaga, you probably have a few airplanes flying overhead. So here's Horvath, 3rd down and 12 from the 36-yard line. Back to pass. He throws, and it is incomplete along the near sideline, intended for Ben Steck, and it'll be 4th down for Grand Island.
And then Monday, we're going to go down to the South Towns, as I'm going to see Alden take on Gowanda on Monday. We were going to cover the St. Francis St. Joe's game, which you were going to be on with John Simon. Unfortunately, with that being put on pause right now, St. Francis will now be going to Corning, as we said, and we'll see if we actually are able to send a crew down there or not.
That will depend on the approval of certain individuals.
Oh, schools, individuals, Stu Boyer.
Well, not necessarily me. 4th and 12 from the 36. Here's Horvath looking to pass, rolling to the right. He's in trouble, and down he goes. He's sacked back at the 50-yard line. Ben Anderson with the sack, and it will be Jamestown ball at the 50-yard line. Red Raiders already up 46-0 with 7:09 to play here in the 3rd quarter. So the Vikings have a long drive. Unfortunately, it yields no points as they turn it over on downs. And you know, as frustrating as this has been for Grand Island, they've done a number of things really well. But unfortunately, they've been unable to turn that into points. 1st and 10, Red Raiders at the 50. Drake is back out at quarterback. And he will hand it off, and barreling forwards for some tough yards for Jamestown. Josh Archer on the tackle there, and that was a good hard run by Markel Carter. So Carter gets the carry. 2-yard gain, 2nd down and 8. And there's a handoff, and getting some good running room is DeMario Jones, and he's close to a Jamestown 1st down, and it is a 1st down at about the Grand Island 40-yard line. Spotted at the 41-yard line. That is 3rd down. And I thought Al Fuller was pointing like it was a 1st down, and obviously he was not. So 3rd down for Jamestown. And there's a handoff to Markel Carter going wide around the far side. He's got a 1st down and then some, and he's all the way down to about the Grand Island 30-yard line. So Jamestown keeping it on the ground here and working the clock. So the Red Raiders on the march. They stopped Grand Island on downs for the 3rd time today, at least, and took it all the way down to almost the they stopped him, got the ball back at the 50, and now they're down at about the 31-yard line, where it'll be 3rd and 1. And there's a handoff, and going right up the middle and into the end zone for the Jamestown touchdown. Ben Anderson on the run, and that'll make it 52-0. No flags on the play. It'll count. This would be one of those games, Tom, that because of COVID, there are no statisticians in the press boxes. This would be quite a game for those statisticians keeping track of the Jamestown offense. Well, Ella Profiter is on to try the extra point.
This is a third running back with a touchdown.
Yes, Butera and Jones, the other two. And there's the extra point. The kick is up and good. And that'll make it a 53-0 game in favor of Jamestown with 5:12 to play here in the third quarter. So a long, tough afternoon for the Grand Island Vikings. And now you can see it's getting to the point where it'll be completely dark outside and the lights are on. You can see the field now. It's turned into an evening, and in the night part of the evening is underway. And it's a long night for Grand Island as Jamestown will kick off once again.
I'll tell you, we've been talking a lot about some of the other teams, and we talked about a little bit off air still. I would love to see a Jamestown Lancaster game this year. I would have loved to seen a Jamestown Canisius game this year. It's a shame we're not going to be able to get a chance to see games like that because nobody was going to be able to play outside of their conference this year because of the small schedules that were there. So we're not able to see some huge out-of-conference matchups unless all of a sudden someone goes on pause and you're trying to get a replacement game in there. But, boy, I would have loved to seen some of those matchups to step out of conference. I think we would have seen how good some of these teams really are.
I couldn't agree with you more. I'd love to see Jamestown and play any of those teams that you mentioned. Jamestown and Canisius, what a game that would be. And here's the kickoff. It's bounced and picked up at the 25-yard line by Steck. And he's brought down at about the 35-yard line where Grand Island will have it 1st and 10. Tyler Weigel remains on the bench at about the 50-yard line. So that means Horvat will finish this game unless that could be another quarterback going into this game.
No, they're talking to Horvat. They're giving him the play.
All right. Yes, you're right. I just thought that for a second they had a third quarterback that they were going to get some snaps for, but you are quite correct. So 1st and 10 for Grand Island. They're at their own 30-yard line. Horvath out of the shotgun. And he'll hand it off to Steck, who's got some running room. Steck all the way out to about the 45-yard line. A 15-yard run on 1st down, which will get Grand Island another 1st down.
It was actually Solano.
Yeah, I was going to say that. I thought it was a 5. It was actually a 6. Thank you. So big run there by Solano.
Using that strength. We talked about him earlier. Just that stocky running back, right? That's just going to run and say, hit me, tackle me, and he's going to take any hit that's going to come his way.
So we'll see if Marcus Solano turns into the workhorse here for Grand Island in the second half. And there's a handoff to Solano. He's got some running room, got about 7 or 8 yards. Back-to-back carries for Solano, and maybe he's one of these running backs who gets stronger the more he handles the ball. Be 2nd and short after that run. 2nd and 3 after the 7-yard gain. And Solano will come to the bench for a little drink of water and equipment adjustment. Second down for the Vikings. And Steck comes back into the game. Second and 3 for the Vikings at the Jamestown 48-yard line. 53-0 Jamestown. 3:50 to play here in the third quarter. Horvath looks to throw. Pass is batted up in the air and hits the ground incomplete. One of the defensive linemen got a big hand on that one, and it'll bring up a third down. 3rd and 3 for the Vikings. And that will stop the clock. 3rd and 3 for the Vikings. In terms of the score, this game has been over for quite some time. Jamestown just exploded in the first quarter. Well, the entire game, but really in the first quarter they put a stamp on this one. Horvath will hand it off, and there's some running room and a first down, and what a tackle. All the way down to the 37-yard line. You're right, Tom. That Solano runs hard. Well, that was, and it's a 1st and 10 for Grand Island as the drive continues. 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line for the Vikings. I believe that was actually Figliola on the run there. First and 10. Now Solano's back in the game. There's a pass. It is incomplete at about the 30-yard line. So that will once again stop the clock. Pass intended for Josh Hunt. 2nd and 10 for the Vikings. Horvath looks to throw. He's got some time. He throws on the far side. Caught. And down immediately at about the 30-yard line is Josh Hunt, and that will make it, he's short of the first down.
Yeah, unfortunately, right when he went to his knees, Stu, that means he's automatically down. He doesn't need to be touched or anything. He's down right there once a knee gets touched the ground.
So it'll be 3rd down and about 4 at the 31 for Grand Island. 2:15 to play 3rd quarter, 53-0 Jamestown. You did not hear that wrong. Horvath, he's going to throw it. He'll throw it to the near side. Incomplete. The wide receiver, Coburn, got sandwiched by a couple of defensive players, and none of them were able to bring the ball in. So it'll be 4th down for Grand Island once again. And maybe we'll see Solano, who seems to have been their most effective runner, get the ball here. .201 to play in the 3rd quarter.
I seen someone put in their comments, I can't wait to play Jamestown. I don't know if I'd be putting that in any comments right now.
Yeah. Here's Horvath looking to throw. He throws incomplete, intended for Steck, and Jamestown will take over on downs. That person didn't by any chance identify themselves, did they?
Well, listen, they got a name next to it, but I ain't saying it. I don't want to cause anything there. But, boy, this is not a team I would be asking to play. Yeah, now, but I will say this in favor of that young man who may have said that. You know what, though?
That's a good attitude.
Absolutely. You want to play the best, you want to beat the best, right? And that's exactly what you want to go after, and you want to prove that you're good and you could be on that big stage against some of the best teams. So, absolutely. You know, that's the hats off you want to give to somebody like that.
And let's face it, all of us look forward to great matchups. And a matchup with this Jamestown team would be interesting for just about anybody. This is a powerhouse.
boy, you better be ready to want to play them.
Yes. There's a run and a short gain for Markel Carter. So we may have seen the last of Butera, Jones, and maybe even Rojas at this point.
Yeah, we haven't seen them pretty much for the second half. And you've seen right now different. You've seen Carter, and now you're seeing Anderson both run the ball. You could see Anderson in the backfield. Drake is still in the game at quarterback.
And there's a run to Branch, and he's got some running room. He's got a first down. He's out beyond the 40, out to about the 45-yard line.
It's actually Carter who ran the ball on that one.
I thought it was Takai Branch, but I guess not.
Number 7.
Yeah, it looked like a 1. Okay. Markel Carter getting a lot of carries. It is a 7. You were right. Good eye. Second and 6.
They got first down on the field.
Oh, you're right. First down. Yep, I looked at the scoreboard.
Yeah, the
again.
scoreboard does say second and 6, but the field says first down on the field.
And there's a run, and not much room there, but good hard running. And a gain of 3. Anderson on the carry. 30 seconds left in the third quarter. We'll see if Jamestown will run a play here. I would imagine they would have to, or the play clock will run out. 18 seconds in the quarter.
They look like they're going to just let it go,
Yeah.
don't they?
Well, they may as well. I mean, it's second down, 2nd and 8 from their own 47-yard line, and it doesn't look like they're going to snap the ball. And that will bring the third quarter to an end. After 3 quarters, Jamestown 53, Grand Island nothing. Tom and I will be back with the fourth quarter after this short break.
300 Level Media is a locally owned and operated multi-purpose media company right here in Western New York. You'll find us everywhere covering the Bills, Sabres, Buttes, Bisons, Big Four basketball, local college sports, and much more. Our staff offers a variety of media services, from video production, live event coverage, audio broadcasts, professional voiceovers, camera operation, and videography. Visit www.300levelmedia.com or give us a call at 716-427-2600. This is 300 Level Media.
Why do you exercise? To look better? To feel better? To drop a few pounds? To train for an event? To defy age? Or to keep your ability to say yes to the things you love to do? Whatever motivates you, G&G Fitness Equipment is here to get you there. Treadmills, ellipticals, rowers, bikes, home gyms, and accessories. We'll pair you with the right equipment, teach you how to use it, and be there every step of your fitness journey. G&G Fitness. Your goal is our goal.
Call 835-WOLF. Remember, you calling the Wolf. That's all you had to say. Call today.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics. Call our Buffalo office today for an efficient...
So the fourth quarter begins. Jamestown with a huge lead. There's the snap and the handoff, and going around the far side and getting about a yard or two is Ben Anderson for Jamestown. That'll bring up third down for the Red Raiders. 53-0 Jamestown. 11:40 to play, fourth quarter. And we've got an official timeout for an injury.
Yeah.
And it's one of the Red Raiders,
it's
Ben
Anderson.
Yeah, the young man who carried the ball on the last play. So hopefully he'll be all right. Been quite a show put on by the Red Raiders offense. To some degree the defense too, but the offense is the headline grabber.
I mean, we've seen Rojas have a big day as far as catching the ball, Drake throwing the ball, and then no doubt about it, both running backs, as Butera and Jones have huge days. And then, oh, by the way, Ben
more?
Anderson's going to throw some in there also, and he's had a big run for a touchdown in there also.
I was going to say there's more. It seems like there's always more with this team.
They really, but listen, everybody knows when it comes to football, it's synonymous Jamestown, right? Jamestown has always been a powerhouse in Western New York. It doesn't matter what the division is. It doesn't matter who they're playing. You know, when you see Jamestown in your schedule, watch out. It's usually for a big game that you've got to be prepared for.
I'll tell you, Tom, when I was working at Channel 2, as Anderson walks off the field, I used to love going down to Jamestown when Orchard Park and Jamestown had those powerhouse teams, or Orchard Park or Lancaster going down to Jamestown. It was always a fun matchup, and some of those games were bad weather games, and that made it more fun, even though I might have been a little chilly shooting videotape of the games. But it was the atmosphere that made it so special. Big games late in the fall, late in the season, places in the standings at stake, and that's what made it so much fun. So 3rd and 6 for Jamestown. And there's the handoff, and going up the middle and being stopped just short of the first down, Dan O'Brien. And that is enough for a first down. So Jamestown's offense continues to roll. I thought it was a little short of the first down. It is 4th and 1. Why did I say? I got to pay more attention to Al Fuller there. I thought again he was pointing in the direction of a first down. Well, it's 4th and 1, and they're going to go for it. Let's see what they do here. And Drake looks like he's going to keep it himself, and I don't think he got it. So Grand Island holds. They stop Jamestown on the quarterback keeper. It'll be 1st and 10 Grand Island. They take over at their own 46-yard line.
Nice stop there. Big play there for Grand Island. Something to hang their hat on right there. Like I said, we'll see if we see more doses here of Solano.
Yeah,
you see him walking out right now into the huddle.
Big, powerful back. And we've got a timeout on the field. Been a long afternoon for Grand Island. Been fun for you and me. Can't be fun to be on the wrong end of this one with 10:21 to play and down 53-0.
Stu, whenever you and I call a game, no doubt I enjoy it.
Me too. Me too.
The only thing we're missing, we've talked about it, you've heard it at the beginning of a lot of the games. The only thing you and I are missing right now is Dick Gallagher here with us.
So true. So very, very true. The late, great Dick Gallagher.
He loves telling Jamestown stories, too. I'll tell you, he's told me many Jamestown stories. He used to go to their awards dinner. He'd get invited down there, tell me stories about it.
Did he tell you the time he got lost and was late? Here's the pass by Horvath. That's a great, incomplete, out of bounds. Intended for Josh Hunt, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10. Yeah, Dick, I think, if I remember correctly, and unfortunately he's not here to tell the story and or correct me, but pretty sure he was the guest of honor, got lost somewhere, and showed up late and missed most of the dinner. He told the story really well. It's a great story.
I'll tell you, the one thing, if anyone out there knows Dick Gallagher, knows he can tell a story better than anybody. And you better be quiet and listen, because there's a punchline coming at the end of that story at one point.
True. 2nd and 10 for Grand Island. They're at their own 47-yard line. And there's the handoff, and coming to the near side is Steck, and he spun out of bounds. Well, they're going to say he stayed in bounds. Excuse me, that was Figliola. He stayed in bounds. I thought he was out of bounds, but the referee said, the official there said he was in bounds, so the clock will continue to run. A little short of the first down. Third down. Third and short for the Vikings. Third and a yard. And no doubt if they don't get it, that it'll be fourth and whatever it is. And they will go for it. They've been going for it most of the game. And there's the handoff to Solano, and he's got some running room. Good run. All the way down to about the 32-yard line. Marcus Solano with a big run, and he's got to be over 50 yards on the ground.
Yeah, he's had some good runs.
And he runs hard, too.
Yeah, like I said, he's that powerful back, and he's listed as a fullback. You know what I mean? So,
yes.
So absolutely, he's their power back, and he's out here proving that's exactly what he is today.
1st and 10, Grand Island at their own 33-yard line. And I think Grand Island's going to be offside there. Josh Hunt a little early. So it's a false start against the Vikings. We haven't had many penalties in the second half that I can remember. And I take that back. There were a couple. There was
early on in the second half. Remember the Jamestown first drive?
Yes, I was. As soon as I said that, it kind of popped into my mind. Here's Horvath looking to throw. Throws deep downfield. He's got a man, and it's caught. But he's out of bounds. It's been that kind of day for Grand Island. Josh Hunt makes the catch inside the 5, but he's out of bounds, so it's an incomplete pass. Nice throw by Horvath. Nice catch by Hunt, but it goes for naught as he comes down with the ball out of bounds. Second down and 15 for Grand Island. There's a handoff to Solano. Good hard run trying to break a tackle. Somebody had him by the ankle and he dragged him. Got about 3 or 4 yards. Again, running hard. Somebody had his leg or ankle wrapped up and he dragged that player for another yard or so. Good hard run. Third down, 12 for the first down. 8 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. Grand Island looking to get on the scoreboard. Horvath will throw. He's got time. He'll throw deep toward the end zone. Incomplete, intended for Figliola. And that'll bring up fourth down. So Grand Island in danger once again of turning the ball over on downs. Just not quite connecting on the passing game here.
Yeah, a couple guys right there, very close right there. Could have been 2 huge opportunities to be able to put them in the opportunity to score down in the red zone.
4th and 12 from the 32-yard line of Jamestown for Grand Island. Coburn split out wide to the left, Hunt, or to the right, Hunt to the left. Steck in the slot. Horvath will throw. The pressure's coming. He throws. It's caught by Hunt, and he's hammered as he got up to try and run with it. And there's the flag. That's going to be a late hit, I think, against Jamestown.
Remember we talked about that rule, right? Once the knee hits the ground, he's down. He doesn't need to be hit. So you hitting him as he stands up is where that penalty is going to come into play. This will be a 15-yarder.
I was talking to Coach Tom Langworthy before the game, and he said he likes this current crop of players because it's an aggressive group, and sometimes he's had teams where he's had to pull them back a little bit to cut down on things like that. But he likes how his team plays on the edge. It's a physical, aggressive, a violent sport. And you see Mr. Fuller making the call, 1st and 10, Grand Island, and they'll take the ball down inside the 15-yard line to about the 13-yard line. Will be 1st and 10 for the Vikings.
It's one of those tough plays, too, when you're a defender. You see a guy get down, he wasn't touched, he comes down, he stands up, and it looks like he wants to take off, and you hit him. You know what I mean? It's a tough play to be able to make that decision.
And you can't let him get up and run, right? And Horvath will throw. He throws toward the end zone, tipped, a flag. The pass is incomplete, or was that intercepted?
No, it's incomplete, but there's a flag on the play.
I did see the flag. I couldn't tell if somebody picked it off.
And it looks like it's in that passing interference area.
Well, let's see which way it goes. I'm guessing it is pass interference on Jamestown, but that's a guess. There's pass interference, and it is against the Red Raiders. So that'll give them another first down. Let's see where they spot the ball. The ball goes to about the 5-yard line.
Just outside the 5-yard line.
The penalty, half the distance to the goal line.
First down, Viking.
So it's 1st and goal from the 5 for Grand Island. Horvath back to pass. He throws. Caught for the touchdown. And the Vikings are on the scoreboard.
That was Hunt with a catch.
Hunt has had a nice game. And that'll make it 53-6 with 7:13 to play in the 4th quarter. So the Vikings get on the scoreboard, the 5-yard touchdown pass from Horvath to Hunt. So we've seen a lot of offense in this game. We've seen a ninth grade young lady who plays soccer and kicks extra points for Jamestown. We've seen that today too. Ella Profiter. Grand Island going for 2. And it looks like Solano is stuffed and shoved back. No good. And we've got a Grand Island player slow to get up. One of the linemen, Griffin Miller, down at about the 5-yard line. So it's 53-6. The trainer out talking to Griffin Miller, senior lineman, 6 feet, 280-pounder. Something happened on that last play. And Coach Dean Santorio going out to check in on his player as the teams get ready to kick off. So hopefully Miller is okay.
Yeah, it looks like you're helping him up right now.
And he's up, and he's gingerly walking toward the sideline. So Grand Island will kick off. Would it be ridiculous to anticipate an onside kick? I mean, they're down 53-6.
Well, I mean, right now you're trying to give yourself your opportunity to get your team momentum, right? Something to get into your next game with. So
something to feel good about.
Absolutely.
What better time to practice something, right?
We've heard all kinds of music here today, Stu, huh?
Yeah, I'm not sure what kind of music that is, but we have heard
It's like a marching band salute, you know what I mean? We've heard a bunch of music from Rudy, we've heard earlier, right? In fact, people were shocked I'm hearing this at a football game, right? But we heard a bunch of music from Rudy. We've kind of heard the entire gamut of different styles of music already at this game.
Last night at Hamburg, was it the Notre Dame fight song was played prominent? Oh, no, maybe that was at St. Francis the other night.
Yes, we heard that a lot.
A lot of the Notre Dame fight song.
Goes back to that Rudy theme, right?
Yes. Spencer Heck will kick it off. They will not try the onside kick. It's caught at the 20 and will be downed at the 25-yard line. That was Rojas who caught it. And Rojas, I believe, will be heading back to the bench when the Jamestown offense comes out.
He is. He's already walked back there,
okay.
yeah. Some of the teams put out starters even when they're ahead like that, just because nobody's practiced that. They don't
Right.
want to put them into a circumstance because special teams doesn't get tons of practice. It gets practiced, right, but doesn't get a ton of practice. So you don't want to put somebody in a bad circumstance that's never been out there and never practiced it at all.
Which is my point about the onside kick, which they chose not to do. So 1st and 10, Jamestown, 7:09 to play. Red Raiders up 53-6. And their offense comes back out onto the field. And there's the handoff and a short gain up the middle as the clock will roll. Be 2nd down. And, wow, now Jamestown not taking long between plays here.
Looks like we got a new quarterback in there. If I'm correct, it's number 9, Kyler Nickerson.
He's listed as a running back and a linebacker, but
See number 9 right there?
I honestly can't see the number.
No, it's next to him. So actually, I think it's Colin Melendez who's in at quarterback now.
Yes, okay. And there's a handoff and a run, a short gain. Looked like that was Markel Carter. Oh, that was Melendez on the keeper. Short gain, bring up 3rd down.
Melendez is one of the targets for Trey Drake right there. Is a big target for them when he plays wide receiver. So he's coming right now in to take some snaps at quarterback.
And he will hand it off and spun quickly to the turf. And that will bring up a 4th down.
And guess who that was? Marcus Solano with the tackle right there. He's been big. He's a name, like I said, watch out, Western New York. This kid can play some ball, and he's showing it today, stepping up big for the Grand Island team.
Well, and in a game like this, good for him.
Yep.
And there are only more good things ahead for him. And most likely this Grand Island team, this will be one of those games you just want to forget about. So 4th down. 4th and 3, the Jamestown offense remains on the field.
Just past the 5-minute mark.
So Jamestown using up the entire play clock between plays. And now there's a whistle and a timeout on the field taken by Jamestown. And we'll see what they're going to do when they come back. They're leading 53-6. Jamestown is with 4:48 to play in the 4th quarter. No doubt Grand Island would like another offensive series to get hopefully even more points. They scored on their last possession. Tom, this game started at 6 o'clock. It's almost 8:30. A little bit longer than usual, but you do have 53 points. Well, between the teams, 59.
I've been to 3-hour games and longer before. I mean, we've seen it all in Western New York. It really has been.
Yeah, true.
You never know what you're going to get into when you get to that stadium, especially with high school football. Anything can happen. You never know what to expect. And this is definitely something I don't know if any of us would say we expected. We knew Jamestown was good, but we didn't expect that we'd see this kind of a lopsided game.
Certainly not. So the Red Raiders will go for it. And Melendez looks like he's going to keep it himself. And he's got, I believe, the 1st down. And there's the 1st down for Jamestown. First and 10 Red Raiders.
You're going to see they're just going to do everything they can to make sure that clock
Yes.
keeps ticking right now.
Yes, sir. No doubt about that. And they won't snap the ball, I don't think, until most of the play clock is used up. And there's the handoff, and no room to run that time for Jamestown as the Grand Island defense stiffens and throws Chris Navarro for a loss. Be second down and long.
Number 80, Luke Seaford on the tackle right there.
Second and 13 after the 3-yard loss.
Down to 3:37 and ticking right now.
So Jamestown just eating up the clock. And Melendez is going to keep it himself. And he'll get a few yards back, but not a lot of room to run. It'll be third and long. We're under 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter. 53-6. Jamestown in front of Grand Island here on Gene Masters Field, part of the beautiful Grand Island Athletic Complex. Game time temperature in the 70s. And I don't think it's cooled off much at all.
72 degrees. Official. At least officially by my phone.
Not bad for April 10th in Western New York, right? And there's the handoff and going up the middle for very little gain. Dan O'Brien with the carry. Not a lot of room to run there, and that'll bring up fourth down again.
Normally at this point, honestly, and I was kidding about before, we really are trying to play baseball at this point.
Yes,
normally
I know.
We're in the season trying to get games in. Think of the amount of games we'd be getting in right now that normally are either rainouts or postponed because of weather. We'd be getting in a ton of baseball right now, too.
Absolutely.
I know we're in football, and I'm glad we are, and I'm glad these kids are playing, but just make it a point because of the weather. That's all.
Oh, believe me, I completely get that. Grand Island takes a timeout. In fact, most years in the spring here, there are so many games that are postponed. There have been big chunks of seasons that have had to be adjusted because of the weather or unplayable field conditions. And now more and more teams are getting turf fields, like Grand Island here.
Right behind us, they had a grass field you could see far. That's now a turf field. Right far up against the school was the grass field. You could still see it. It's still there. And then now you see this gorgeous turf field that butts up to the softball field. Very similar to the look, if you've seen the Depew fields, how the softball field comes up to the baseball field, a absolute gorgeous facility. You now see that right here in Grand Island.
And Kenmore West has a gorgeous field.
Kenmore West. You haven't seen, wait till you see
No.
the fields in Lockport. Lockport, two baseball fields that butt up against, that kind of side by side next to each other. Unbelievable how nice those fields are. Again, we're seeing more and more of these complexes being built, and it just shows that Western New York is taking it to the next level.
And that, as a baseball fan, that makes me feel really good, just because it feels like baseball often gets the short shift here in Western New York, largely because of weather, and softball too, for that matter. And now we've got another whistle and a timeout taken by Jamestown.
And Stu, we say that baseball gets the short end, which is funny because of the sports out there, for the guys at least, the sport that we send the most Division I players to is baseball. It's baseball and lacrosse. I would say those are the two that are neck and neck right there. But baseball and lacrosse get the most Division I opportunities here in Western New York.
Now, is that because Canisius and Niagara and St. Bonaventure are all D1 programs?
Part of it, absolutely.
And also you've got great community college teams with
Yep.
ECC and NCCC. And down the road, not too far, Mercyhurst and Gannon, two D2 teams.
Yep.
Josh Surowick from Williamsville North, thriving at Mercyhurst, hit at least one home run today. A week or so ago, he had the first walk-off grand slam in Lakers history.
Troy Banks is down there also doing the same thing for that team.
So that's 2 Western New Yorkers. Jamestown will punt it away. It'll bounce at about the 40 and will come to rest at about the Grand Island 31 or 32-yard line, where the Vikings will take over. 1st and 10, 1:44 to play in the fourth quarter. 53-6, Jamestown leading this one.
Stu, we just had a player commit to the University of Alabama for baseball. We've had another one commit to the University of West Virginia. It's not just the schools here locally. We're getting national prominent schools that we're seeing and sending out for baseball.
That's awesome. It's always good to see, and I think we all root for all the Western New York kids, no matter what sport they play.
It's going to be an interesting see as we come up to the draft here. Look for a name, as everybody knows, that we could see going to the draft. Isaiah McDuffie,
yes,
former Conley Cup winner, has declared for the draft. The question is, could he be available for Buffalo? Is there any chance we see him as a Buffalo Bill?
Stranger things have happened.
As he was one of the biggest tackle leaders in all of the NCAA for Boston College this past season.
Out of Bennett High School. He was terrific in high school, obviously. And here's Horvath back to pass. He's got time, plenty of time. Now he's being rushed. He's going to tuck it and run it. He's got a first down, still running, and he's still on his feet across the field all the way out to the Jamestown 39-yard line. Great long run by Justin Horvath.
Great run. And that was actually seeing that he didn't have an opportunity for somebody was open and then took the ball down, tucked it in, and took off, and that was all on his legs.
So if Grand Island can score again here, that would be a little momentum and a lot of confidence to take into next week's game. I forgot where you said they're playing, but still, that would be a very good thing for them to be able to do. Here's Horvath, looks to throw. He throws, caught, incomplete. Great big hit from behind. And the wide receiver couldn't hang on to that one. That was Josh Hunt. Took a wicked hit and couldn't hang on to the football. 59 seconds remaining in the game. 53-6 Jamestown. Good throw there by Horvath and a big hit by the Jamestown defense.
A couple of, bright opportunities here for Grand Island. We knew they could run the ball. We're seeing it. And actually, they've had one of their injuries to one of their running backs here that didn't get a chance to play in this game. And they've added now some big runs by Solano. They're gonna put this together, and they're going to be a tough team moving forward.
Here's Horvath coming to the near side. He throws, tries to get it deep downfield. Incomplete, overthrown. Intended for Jackson Jones. And that'll bring up 3rd down. Now 53 seconds remaining in regulation. See, Tom, I'm very encouraged to hear all that stuff about baseball, because it just doesn't always feel like it. Maybe working at a television station that covered high school sports, there was much more focus on football, and football seemed to be the king, including corporate-wide. And here's Horvath to throw, caught, and hit immediately after making the catch is Tyler Figliola.
Well, if you remember, I've had the passion, as you know, I've had a passion for high school sports, period.
Yes, you do.
But I also have a very specific passion, again, for baseball to add into the mix. And we brought baseball to Channel 2 so that they could see that we can get these kids more recognition. There was no doubt about it. And now it's branched out to what we have today. But baseball is definitely... don't realize how great it is here in Western New York. Hey, we just had a local hit his first home run for the Texas Rangers.
Jonah Heim. I was at his house the night he got drafted. That was a really fun night. And going back a little further, Kyle Hoppe from Orchard Park was also drafted, and he came back eventually to play quarterback at Buff State.
LJ Castillo right now with the Milwaukee Brewers.
Yes. Dan Dallas was drafted.
Yep.
Here's Horvath
With the
to throw on
Padres.
4th down, caught for the first down, and brought down immediately on the far side of the field. So that's a first down. Mike Coburn with the catch. 12 seconds remaining. Grand Island takes a timeout. So I imagine with this timeout, they're going to take a crack at the end zone. But yes, been a lot of really good baseball players coming out of this area. Be very interesting to see how LG Castillo progresses through the Milwaukee Brewers chain. We had a pitcher from Clarence, Mark Armstrong, who was drafted. I think unfortunately he hurt his shoulder. There was the young man from McKinley a couple of years ago, Johnson. I can't remember his first name, but he threw hard. And he was throwing 90 miles an hour. Yeah, and I can't remember who drafted him. Was it the Reds? I think Cincinnati.
I think it was the Reds, yes. We got a couple kids you're going to hear coming up right now. We've got a catcher over at Will East right now that is very getting some big recognition. You know the Mac.
I was just going to
right?
say, yes.
His brother just got drafted. Well, guess what? He may be getting drafted also. So another one that you're talking about. They're talking about a family getting drafted here.
His sister is a great softball player. Yep. Is that right? 1st and 10. Here's Horvath rolling to the right, looks to throw, and now he's going to keep it, and he's tackled. Let's see if he's tackled out of bounds or if that's going to do it. Tackled out of bounds. Top stops the clock with 5 seconds left. A 5-yard gain for Justin Horvath. So this will be the last play of the game. 53-6 Jamestown with 5 seconds left. Grand Island, 2nd down at about the Jamestown 19-yard line, and here we go. This will do it. Jamestown will improve to 2-0 on the season, and Grand Island will fall to 1-1. And Horvath takes the snap. He throws deep toward the end zone, overthrown, incomplete, and the clock shows 0. That will do it. Jamestown with a 53-6 win over Grand Island. Tom, there's not much we can say that we haven't already said.
Absolutely.
So let's just say Jamestown looks like the powerhouse as advertised.
No doubt. And now the next thing we'll see is where are they going to get ranked in the polls here in Western New York, because they deserve a very high ranking, whether they are AA or A. It doesn't matter. This team's legit.
All right, so the final score, Jamestown 53, Grand Island 6. For Russ Battaglia on camera, I'm Stu Boyer along with Tom Prince. Thanks for joining us. Once again, the final score, Jamestown 53, Grand Island 6.
Stu, 1 second. We're going to stay here 1 minute. They're going to do the cross-training athletes of the game right here, the character athlete of the game. We're going to turn to the announcement system and let them announce them.
Today's Character Award, sponsored by Cross Training Athletics and Section 6, will be presented to the athletes who have set the example in speech, conduct, love, faith, and integrity tonight. This evening's winners from the Jamestown Red Raiders, number 7, Markel Carter. And for your Grand Island Vikings, number 55, Joe Seifert.
So there you have it. Carter and Seifert, the players of the game. We hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. Tom, where are you going to be again tomorrow?
Tomorrow will be at Cheektowaga to start for JFK and Lackawanna. Then I'm off to Iroquois for West Seneca East Iroquois. Then Monday off to Gowanda for Alden Gowanda.
All right, Tom keeps that schedule grinding. He's always doing something. We appreciate it. Once again, the final score, Jamestown 53, Grand Island 6. For Tom Prince and Russ Battaglia, I'm Steve Boyer.